Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show on social media and the largest show on social media here on Encounters. Welcome to the show. I'm CmdrAleon, host of WESUFMs.org every Sunday morning. The Cosmic Eye, Astar Command Radio for 21 years, NPR Pacific Radio. Do check us out on Sunday mornings and also check out all our shows. It's non-commercial listener-supported radio station, and so all the garbage you have on commercial radio, if you check us out, you'll see we have everything from reggae to folk. My show on Sunday mornings, Grateful Dead, just all kinds of great stuff. Pacifica Radio, all kinds of good programming that you can enjoy on our station, and also host of the Encounter Show here on TikTok. I'm Neil, good to see you. Nyla's World, good to see you. Mark Joseph, Nan Cheek, hey, good to see you. Jackie Redwine, welcome everybody to the show. Classy 387, Tahar, good to see you. Sister, Nyla's World, good to see you. One Toyota, everybody, thank you for being here. We see you, we appreciate you. Cleo, good to see you. And our show from last night is being downloaded for our YouTube channel, Astar Command Spaceship News. I've also added some new UFO or spaceship videos to Astar Command, my main page here. Thank you for the baseball hat. We appreciate it very much. Richard, good to see you, Richard. Many blessings to you. Everybody coming out. Again, this other sighting I just posted was a woman in, I believe it was Arizona. And at some point tonight, I'm going to show you the video. And it's, it's amazing. Let me get out of this thing here for a minute. But this video, let's see here, get out of this. I think I uploaded it. Yeah, I did. This video was taken October 24th, and it was in Mesa, Arizona. And I'm going to show that a little bit later on. It looked like a bunch of spaceship orbs in the sky above this area. There were a multitude. There was like 2 or 3 of them or something. There were a couple of them. And it happened on October 24th. Hey, Jim, good to see you, Acid TV. Acid, I heard contact will be sooner than expected. Acid, where'd you hear that? Acid, where'd you hear that? I'm interested. I think it was taken on a ship in my sleep last night. Cleo. Well, I want to hear that, Cleo. Hey, Amanda, do you think select people are constantly being observed? Hey, Kit Kat, by some ETs and they sometimes interfere? I'm not sure that they interfere. You're talking about the ETs interfering or the humans interfering with the ETs? President Biden said what now? Hey, Walkabout, good evening. I have a video of orbs that was from Mesa, Arizona. I haven't seen your video yet. I've been going through videos, Tara, so I'll have to check that out. I just posted, and I'll have to check that out. I've seen a lot of people on TikTok that are actually capturing the last couple of days spaceships. A lot of sightings in Tempe. Oh, interesting. It seems like there's a lot going on. Can implants make you hear voices? Good question. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not really sure. Yeah, send it by email. I'll take a look at it after the show. And I might just add it to the main page and also put it on my YouTube channel. Hey, Marinee. Good to see you. Good to see you. Blessings to you. Alicia, good to see you. I think hearing voices might be MK Ultra. Yeah, see, I can't assume anything. hearing voices could be anything. It could be, sometimes if you hear voices, some people hear voices of their space family. Some people hear voices. They're really hard to pin it down to be an MK Ultra or anything. It's hard to say, really. I have no idea. We should probably be more afraid of the government than ETs. Absolutely, Amanda. No, we shouldn't be afraid of the government at all. That's the thing. We should not be afraid of the government. What am I saying here? No, you should be strong. You should be cosmically strong. You shouldn't be afraid of the government. The governments in the world are not to be afraid of. We have a lot of spaceship activity starting to happen, and there's nothing to be afraid with that either. They shouldn't be afraid of anything. We should be aware. Well, yeah, aware of the government. I think so, but not afraid of them. Awareness of the government that they've been lying to the people of Earth for over 70 years plus. I've also had a few very lucid dreams. Ripped says, "Thank you for the roses, Ripped." Hey, Catherine, good to see you. And everybody here, all the beautiful people around the world, good to see you. And Pet Monty, Lazaro, thank you, Bird Lover. I appreciate that. One of the things that I want people to know, with all these things starting to happen now, that there's nothing to be afraid of. I think people have to get rid of all the fear. Hi, Commander. Hey, Dragon, good to see you. Welcome. CDP, I think I did see your message. I've been going through, I was home half a day today. I think I did. I got so much emails and messages, and I think I might have to go back and double check. It's been a crazy day, to say the least. So we'll definitely check that out. Let's see here. It's a wild one. Okay, I'm going to have to go back to that. As a matter of fact, I've got my other device here. I can actually unlock it. Trying to unlock it here. We'll take a look and see. And I go on my TikTok here. And I can go on my TikTok and take a look at messages right now. Well, I've got all the audience here. Let's see. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. There's tons of messages here from my TikTok audience and other people. Good to see everybody here. Namaste, hey, Hansu. Good to see you, brother. Lavola, good to see you. Lupita, good to see you as well. Bud Bailey, they farm graze from U.S. What do you mean they farm graze? They don't farm graze. There are no such thing as graze. There is Zeta. The word gray is a word that has been terminology has been created by current day dictionary words by media, but they're actually called Zeta. And they don't really farm Zeta. The Zeta comes from the Zeta Reticuli system. Let's see here. Blessed Mom, good to see you. Blood Billy, wrong family. Okay. Hey, Penny Jocelyn, good to see you. Fancy Nancy. Kerry Wetz, good to see you, Kerry Wetzig. Paulie 5151, F King. Chris, welcome to the show. Everybody out there, welcome. It's about 11:20 p.m. We'll be on here till about 1 a.m. And hey, April, good to see you. I have no idea what's going to happen tonight, as usual. Bright Eyes, good to see you, Bright Eyes. And one of the things that I've noticed, I've been really looking, I added a video from Spain of a sighting that happened just a few days ago on the coast of Spain. Somebody videotaped a spaceship beneath the surface off the coast of this town in Spain. I think I'm going to show you that video tonight. Yeah. A USO was recorded by somebody, had a beautiful glow, like a greenish glow in the water. Maybe the water created the green kind of a glow. This thing was circular, and it was actually moving off the coast of the area, this rocky area. The person actually videotaped it. Are you Jewish with the what? No, we don't get into religion or people's faith or anything here. Bright Eyes, good to see you. Hey, Greta. Good to see you. Blessings. And for new people to the show, this show is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. Welcome to the show. And we have people on here that have had contact with space people of the positive kind. We have people who have been abducted that have shared their stories. Give you a little bit of background about me. I'm a contactee from the 1960s. The other thing is, I will tell you, I am with the Ashtar Command, which are the star people, the Christed cosmic star people. I am one of those people in the human experience as a star seed. I'm also a person that has been activated to take out implants. So I'm able to take out implants in people who have been implanted by negative ETs. I do this remotely. I've done it and documented it tons of times here on my show. And those shows are on my YouTube channel with interviews I've done with people where I have actually done that. So good evening. And thank you. Please tap on the screen. We want to get to 100,000 likes tonight. And the way that we do that is everybody gets involved. If you want to invite good people that you think are interested in the show, you may certainly do that. If you have people you want to invite, 5 or 10 other people that you think should be here, invite them. Let them know if they're not sleeping, invite them. Yeah, they are. Bright IZs, just watched your videos now. PA Munsky Junkie, hey, Midnight. Yes, Sassy Lassie, yes. Yep. I've done so many implants. Sassy Lassie is one of them. I may have taken them out. Have you seen the huge orange globe? I can't say I have, Hey, Linda. Hey, Pixie, it's going good. We're doing well here. I've got some brand new apple cider. So I got another half a gallon of apple cider today. Being in New England, apple cider is the key for me anyway. So it's good to have everybody here. Isabella, Oakley, I think it's Okie. S. Marie, welcome. I should send some invites on my own here. KKS, welcome to the show. Whoops. Good to see everybody coming in. And you're with the commander here on a Tuesday night. We got through Monday, we got through Tuesday. It's a good thing. It's always a good thing. I hope everyone's relaxing and having a good evening. Sword-Tooth Jack, Leonard Cohen. Leonard Cohen was, I actually liked Leonard Cohen. His music was great. He was a very deep thinker in his music, a poet. Hey, Trisha, good to see you. Good to see everybody out here. Sword-Tooth Jack, yes, absolutely. Leonard Cohen, man. Absolutely. Terry, welcome to the program. One of the things we do here, I'm sleeping in a chair in my daughter's hospital room tonight. Been a long day. Well, you just relax, enjoy the show and just relax. Hopefully everything gets well. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. And everybody coming in, welcome. Sending a lot of love out to the world out there, wherever you are. Good to see everybody. Oh, it's definitely positive vibes are really important too. JD, welcome to Encounters. We had a great show last night, which will be on my YouTube channel by morning. so you'll get to see last night's show. You're welcome, blessed mom. You know, that's the least we can do. Enoch, Wonder, welcome to the show. Shasha 5818, Felony 61, Mystic. Hey, thank you, Mystic. All right. Keep looking up. That's absolutely true, Matt. April Haley, welcome to the show. Good to have everybody here. So one of the things I like to do on Encounters is give you updates, hear stories. If you've been a contactee, hey, Jetty, good to see you. If you're a contactee, we'd love to hear your stories. I've interviewed many people since the beginning of this year who have been contactees. Oh, you're on new TikTok. Okay, well, welcome back. Moon in Command Center. Hey, Moon. You know, so if you've been a contactee, and if you don't know what a contactee is, just to give you a definition for new people, contactee is somebody has positive interaction with different space civilizations that are positive. If you are an abductee, that means you've been abducted, taken, and implanted or taken by lower vibe ETs. So a contactee, just so you write this down if you don't know what it is, people that say, oh, I've had contact, I'm a contactee, and it's really beautiful, that's having higher vibe contact with star people. Lower vibe contact is called lower vibe stuff is what they call an abduction. Okay, so people that have low vibe situations are being abducted by low vibe ETs. People that are having positive experiences are having it with what we call star people. So there's a big difference. Yeah, you're a high vibe. So we do, for newbies, we definitely do teach people a few things. Hey, Mercury, man, good to see you, brother. Probably cold up in Vermont right now in the Plainfield area. A little bit colder. It's a little bit cooler here too, but good to see everybody coming in. T-Bag. E3 Consulting. Hey, E3 Consulting, welcome to the show. Ernest Jr., welcome, Ernest Jr. Tara, Commander, you have 3 videos and 3 emails. I would love to explain. You know, Tara, we can bring you up. I'll have you come up here. We'll get to those videos. Matter of fact, I'm using my iPod, and I can go to, oh yeah, I'll go in there right now. We'll bring Tara up there. And let's see, here's Tara. Okay. I'm opening one of them up. Oh, this is in a room. Oh yeah, I see. There's a whole bunch of orbs in this room. So Tara, what do you think those orbs are? They're all in this room. I just opened it up. Yeah, I'm looking at them now, Tara. I looked at one of them anyway. Let's see here.
Hi, Commander.
How you doing? I'm looking at one of the videos now on my iPad, and
This just happened. This just happened a few days ago.
Yeah, can you explain the first one? I didn't see all the videos yet, but
okay.
The one I'm looking at.
The third one is to me is the spookiest, but so I have a friend.
We want to kind of stay away from the paranormal. Is this?
No. I'm going to stay away from the paranormal. This is definitely not paranormal.
Okay, no, I want to get back to that AOL, and let me go back to my AOL here.
Okay.
And I don't know. I got to get back.
I thought you'd like it because it's on a motion detector camera. And can you hear me okay, Commander? Can everybody
hear me? You sound really good. I'm trying to get to my email where I was before, and I seem to have. Here we go. Why is it not? Okay, here we go.
Isn't it nice to have somebody you can trust up here?
Yeah, I know, really. So there's like there's all kinds of. There's another video here she has. I'm loading it up right now. Okay, well I have a video here. I'm gonna show the video. Well, you can explain the video. Should I
First,
show the?
do you want me to just give the background, a quick background on
Yeah,
the cabin and so forth?
yeah. You do that, and I'm gonna go on my other screen here. I'm gonna turn the light out
You
here so
got it.
people can see
Yeah, I'll talk to you.
the.
Hi, everybody. Good evening, and thanks for listening. Love the show, love encounters, and so I don't often have a lot to contribute, but I have an arts and crafts class for chainmail on Friday nights, and one of the people in my group that we do online sent me this video. Her name is Sarah Mitchell.
Okay.
She's from Massachusetts, and she just inherited. Her uncle passed, and she just inherited this. Really, you're going to see it. Oh yeah, it's really good. Let's watch it, Commander.
Yeah. Let me. Oops! I just took the video out here, which I didn't mean to do.
That's all right. That's okay. So,
All right. Here
she
we
said,
go.
Tara, is this what you're talking about when you talk about orbs? Okay, so we're missing. It's more of a horizontal than a vertical video. So they're going to be on the right side when you start the video. It's about a 30-second video.
Okay. Let
Okay,
me.
that's perfect. Almost perfect where you've got it right there. I think that's about right. Is that the video one?
Now I'm not sure. I think it might be.
Okay, if you look at the
It's
if you
telling me to
look,
replay it again. Wait a minute.
yeah, if you look at it, you'll see that it says 1 and 2 in the email. The
I
video,
don't think this is one. Let me go back. There's another video here. Let me
yeah,
get to it.
you
Hold
want to see the one first.
on. Okay, we're gonna go to one.
So I
Okay.
ran it. I ran it by the one of the websites on Facebook.
This is
Okay,
one right here. Here
there
you
it is,
go.
right there. You might want to run it a couple times.
Yeah.
Hi, Marnie. Hi, Nene. Who
Okay,
else
this
is
is
here?
one.
Judy. Hi,
This is
Judy.
this is video one.
That's video one, and you kind of have to run it a couple times because the first time I
Okay.
missed it.
Okay, well now it's almost done. I run it
I just thought it'd
again.
be interesting because orbs are connected with the nature spirits and the extraterrestrials. They're connected to everything. So
So can you tell us what these orbs are supposed to be?
I believe they're connected to the woods out there, and I believe she has Bigfoot too.
A Bigfoot, okay.
Yeah, that's where the third video comes in.
Okay, let's go with the third video here. Now we're showing a video.
So the
We're gonna go to
first
the
one is
third.
I thought was more interesting than the second video. It's just got a few more orbs to it. So if
Here's the
it,
third
if
video.
you've ever taken a Mr. Bubbles bubble bath, that's kind of what it
Yeah.
looks like.
Now this one here, how's the connection to the Bigfoot?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Go to the left now. Now you see where the dining room table is?
Yeah.
Yeah, Commander. Okay,
Yeah.
keep going to the left.
This way?
And you keep going and you'll see a door. Keep going
Yeah.
to the left. See that little it looks like a window, but it's really a mirror.
Yeah.
All right. Now what you want to do, I don't know if you can turn up the sound, but if you,
Uh yeah, I can, yeah.
all
Okay.
right. So it's at
Let
the
me,
very beginning. It
let me
when
see if
you
I can.
it's
Whoops.
it That's okay. What you're going to see, guys, if you're listening, is you're going to see the port that is a reflection of the mirror, which the mirror reflection is the
I
porch
just
and back of the motion detector
I'm
camera.
trying I got the volume. I got
Did
the
you see
volume
it?
up.
Did everybody
Yeah, there's
just see
something.
that?
Yeah, something moved.
Something. See the light go on and off?
Yeah, what is that outside?
It's on the porch. Yeah. Oh, you got the volume up. Good. Let me quiet
Yeah.
down and do it. Play it again.
I'll play it again. What's that? It's like something.
Switch. Somebody took a switch and
Look at that. You hear that?
yeah.
What is that?
Well, what's very interesting, if you have a chance and you can put it back to the beginning and pan the room and
Yeah.
look at the ceiling. You know, I just want to give you guys a little tour of
Okay,
the
let's do
room.
this. Okay, we got to look at the ceiling. Here we go.
All right, all the lights in the cabin are hung. All the lighting fixtures are hanging from the ceiling.
Hmm.
Here it goes again. See it? Here it's
Yeah.
going to go again. I think we missed it. It's right at the beginning.
What's going on with the ceiling?
Okay, okay. So here's the thing: you have light, a pull cord. You know, like you do with a fan, or
Hmm.
you know, if you're out in your garage and you just
Here's, here's, here's the beginning again.
okay. Here we go.
Are you saying there was a Bigfoot outside there?
I'm saying that Sarah has been seeing something really big in the woods.
Okay.
So, but
Uh,
she said that she hears knocking on the trees and stuff, and you know
really?
what that means.
Yeah, let
But
me go back to,
the whole point, Commander, about this whole thing that I thought was very interesting is
yeah.
that all of the lights for the cabin come from the ceiling and with a pull chain, and what that sounds like is a switch being
Hmm.
up and down. You know, like when you go into your bedroom or something. But it sounds like if that's it sounds like that switch is like right by the motion camera because it's really loud.
It is very loud. The switch
It's
was
loud,
loud.
but
So,
technically it's on the
mm,
porch, which is way far away from where we're listening. So I
right.
just
So,
go ahead.
so if so there was nobody outside of that area at that
Absolutely
time.
not. It's total wilderness, and I don't know how far it is to the next thing. It's that camp's been around in that family for 3 generations.
Three generations. Okay.
Yeah. So,
And
but
wh- and
they
and where
never
is that
had
look?
motion detector lights. They
Hmm.
never had motion detector cameras up
Hmm.
until about 5 days ago. So Sarah
Really?
installed them herself, which means that we don't know how long those orbs have been uh, coming into the house, how they
Hmm.
got in. But the thing is, we're a lot of times we'll be doing our arts and crafts thing, and she'll be up at the cabin. So we're
Hmm.
all used to the potbelly stove, and you know it's very rustic. It's got an outhouse. You know, it's not winterized. So she was closing it down for the winter, and
Hmm.
she did the whole pipe thing, you know, so they wouldn't freeze. And she put this thing up so that she wouldn't have to worry about. She wanted to make sure that she could see it. So it's connected to an app on her phone.
Hmm.
And what happened is the alarm went off, like somebody was breaking in, but there wasn't
Hmm.
anybody breaking in. There was
Hmm.
no movement. There was no
Right.
doors open. And I just thought it
Huh.
was a little different than
Yeah.
what you normally have on the show. But I thought
Yeah.
orbs are amazing, and they're very common, but you have to be looking for them, you know.
Yeah. And
And
they're one of the things I think, that's where, you have to know whether the orbs are ET related or not. There's so many different things. But with the clicking of the third video, it seemed like, and again, because it's a small window and the camera that's inside is not close enough to see what's on the outside. So we know that the Bigfoot are intelligent. They're very intelligent.
very
So they could have, it's possible they could have been out. One Bigfoot could have been out there playing with the switch. Nobody's there. You just said nobody was around, and the
no, not
camera
for
caught all that.
miles.
Uh-huh.
It's a very remote area, and the lake is right there, but
Mm.
there's a lot of property, and she's been hearing knocking in the woods on
Yeah.
the
Well,
trees, and that's also an indicator that Bigfoot might be around.
does she think that the Bigfoot, where does she live? What state?
She lives in Massachusetts, and she's a
Massachusetts.
registered nurse, by the way. She's not. It's not like she's like from Greenwich Village. and
Uh-huh.
grew up in the 60s or something.
Yeah.
She's
So
really
where
reputable.
and where in Massachusetts is this located?
Oh well, she's in I can't remember the exact name of the town. But I'll find out. That's for sure because I know we're going to have more sightings, and
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
hoping is that the camera will actually pick up other things
Yeah.
too.
She have any cameras outside or just inside?
Good question. I don't think she has any yet, but my guess is that she's gonna uh, put some up.
She needs to
Uh,
put cameras outside. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
really good idea, Commander. A matter
Yeah.
of
She
fact,
needs
I'm
to
going
do
to
that.
text her and mention it that that you. I think that's a great idea because then she could. I told her, I said, the next time you go up there, you better look up at the sky because something's happening in that area that they feel safe. Maybe
Mm.
the beings or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well,
The
there's not
orb.
if if there's no people up in that area of Massachusetts. I mean, I'm sure there are people, but
Maine.
not.
She lives in Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if there are no, in her area of Massachusetts, if it's like wooded and remote folks, it's possible the Bigfoot have families that live in those forests up there.
She swears by it because she's grew up there. I mean, her three generations, and
Hmm.
what I'll do is I'll also send you tonight after the show. I'll send you pictures of the how old the cabin is and what it looked like and what they did to it and so forth. And then she's got this. Like I said, she's got this app. It's right on the lake. Um,
Yeah.
there's people that live around the lake, but it's not close to where they are.
Okay.
And there's been activity there. She goes up there quite frequently by herself,
Mm.
chops wood, and she's a real mountain girl. So I said, "Aren't you scared to be up there by yourself?" She goes, "Nope."
She goes up there by herself, folks. Get this. Let me tell you, she's a brave person
I
to
think
be
so
out there in
too.
the,
I think so
you
too.
know. I like to have people around me if I were in a cabin. As long as I have like, 3 or 4 people around hanging out, I'm good for the night, you know?
Well, I think that she feels really good about Bigfoot. She
Oh, good.
doesn't. She said that everybody in her family has respected. I said, one thing you got to worry about is the only time Bigfoot gets has an attitude problem is when if you disrespect their family or
Right.
get too
That's right.
close to their young ones, or that you do damage to the land. And she said,
Yeah.
well, we've been there for so long, our family's been there. So probably my guess is that this has been going on, and they know that the family only comes up for like a week or two,
Yeah. Yeah.
and when they come up they just go somewhere else, and then they just never knew that they had company.
Yeah. Well, it's good that they have a relationship and they respect the Bigfoots that are living there with their families because the Bigfoots are extremely intelligent. And yeah. So it's
Have
good that
you
they.
have you heard that they knock on, excuse me for cutting you off, have you heard that they knock on the trees?
Oh yeah, I've studied the Bigfoot quietly for. I used to watch one show on, I can't remember what network, cable channel it was. These were people that were really, they weren't doing crazy things. They were there to try to connect and communicate with the Bigfoot, and they were really just. It had a down to earth series. I forgot what it was called. They were a group of people. They weren't the ones that went out there on one channel one year on cable with their camouflage outfits on and trying
Mm.
to capture the Bigfoot, which was ridiculous. You
Wow.
know, yeah, yeah. These people got paid to do a show for a while. They had, I forgot the name of it, but it was like the most insane, ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. You know.
Well, we're running out of wilderness too, in the world, and so I imagine that the Bigfoot and also the nature spirits, I guess they call them, or the orbs or the fairies or whatever, that April's.
Hmm. Hmm.
I've
Yeah.
seen her stuff. I've seen it,
Oh
and I've
yeah.
seen there's some stuff I've. This is the first time I've come on your show with anything since I started watching you, but one
Yeah.
of these days I'll come up and tell you a really good UFO story.
Oh yeah. Great. And then my friend, my sister April, she has told a lot of people about the Bigfoot. They're very intelligent.
Oh
They
yeah.
they are with the Ashtar Command. They have families. They can speak languages. She's educated a lot of people about that, which is really important.
Well, your
And
group, your group that you're doing the big contact radio show or
Mm.
radio communication for big contact that you tell the
Oh, you
group
mean
about.
the TV broadcasting around the world?
Yeah, the one that you're going to do around the world in every language
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be the from what I understand from April, you guys are going to be bringing the Bigfoot and the fairy world out into the public. I mean, it's not just going to
Well,
be.
there's actually groups that April has coordinated that are going to do that. I'm not part of that group per se. I'm more involved in the first group of five: me, Chesno, Kit Kat, and Johnny.
Yeah, the key one. There's
The
14 other
right,
groups of five,
the
right?
14 other groups, right? And so what I'm going to do is, which is very important, and it won't, I don't know how many minutes in Earth time I'll be talking on the spaceship. But what Tara's talking about is there's a group of five of us with the Ashtar Command, and I was enjoying April's live the other night, just sitting there, chilling out a bit, and she'd just come back off the ship, and this is after I got off my show. I went to hang out for a while too, because then I was going to go sleep. But some really important things, in terms of. And it was stated, live. What I guess the Ashtar Command stated that one of our ships, or the ship that I will be on with April and Chesno and Kit Kat and Johnny, the spaceship we're going to be on is going to be over, I believe, the White House or over Washington, D.C.
I heard that too from April. Yeah,
Yeah. So I can say this because she said it on the live. It's public knowledge.
right.
What I can say is what they're going to have done is we'll have the Ashtar ship above. I don't know if it's going to be above the White House or whether it's going to just be above Washington, D.C. I think we'll get more knowledge of that as we go into 2025. But anything, and April's information is always really good information because she's right on the ship and she's in the meetings, and so she really brings a lot of good information to our lives. And I like to just sit there and chill with her and and hear what's happening when she comes back off the ship. So and we'll get probably more into stuff Saturday night on Ashtar Command Night. Saturday night, 11 o'clock, I do a show, and April's always invited if she can make it with things going on. If she can get on, we'll have her on and we'll be together and we'll let her go into details of things she can publicly talk about when she comes back from the Ashtar ship.
There's
And so
yeah.
there's a lot going on, and it's rapidly, that is going to be a big deal. People are gonna, what's really kind of interesting is that over 8 billion people live on this planet. And the five of us are just regular people. We're regular people. We're human beings.
Kit Kat,
But,
Chesno, otherwise
we're all
known
regular.
as Emil.
Yeah. We're
You,
all, we are awakened, and we are just regular
Johnny.
people in a
Yeah.
sense. We're not regular, but we are regular. I don't know how to put it, but we're all awakened, and we're all from the same area of the planet, which is kind of weird. And when I came on here, that's when everything happened. That's when I met April, Friendswood Prairies, which I'm so blessed to know, Chesno, Johnny, and also Kit Kat, who I've met. And the thing is, this is like a story that'll be in the history books of the planet.
Oh,
when
yeah.
you think about it, we're going to be. I'm going to be broadcasting for whatever amount of minutes, whatever I'm going to say, I have no idea, but I'm going to be broadcasting on every social media platform, including cable channels, where we're going to transmit from the spaceship and taking over every broadcast system in the world.
Amazing.
Can you imagine that? Now, if you asked me this, all my years being on Facebook or before internet even existed, I would have never ever imagined in my life going to college and graduating, being a regular person or whatever that is, but having all these history of sightings when I was a kid. To say right now at this juncture in my life that I'm sitting here on TikTok, knowing that I'm going to be broadcasting in front of a screen to the whole planet of 8 billion human beings.
And that you know more, you and April know more than the people in Washington.
Oh yeah, we do.
Because of
I mean, I'm not. I mean, I just naturally just said that we do know more than the people. Matter of fact, the people in Washington we know April and I know more than the people in Washington.
Well, I know you have to be really careful about what you say and so
We have to
forth.
be careful, but we do know more.
Yeah, but it's just there's so much going on right now, and the things that I've always had this attitude that if I'm going to believe something, I got to see it with my own eyes.
Right, right.
And I since I've started watching your show and Friends, is it Friends with Fairies? I think it's
Yeah,
Friends with
yeah.
Fairies.
Friends with prairies. Yeah,
Uh I've seen it with my own eyes, and then
yeah.
April showed me how to see fairies, and
Mm.
now I can see fairies
See,
in
yeah.
my I see fairies everywhere. I
Oh,
haven't
that's
sent
good.
you my fairy pictures though.
No, no, but no, it's a beautiful thing. Hey, Half Pint, it's just when we start talking about this, Richard. So the broadcast, they don't tell us anything yet. They haven't told April yet. I think as we get close, well, put it this way: when the other four of us, me, Kit Kat, Johnny, and Chesno, are taken up on the ship finally, physically, um, I will ask the council when I go on the ship when that's going to be. But I have to wait because we don't know when the other four of us are still waiting we've been astral traveling, but we have no idea yet when we're going off planet. But I can feel it every day in my bones that it's going to be soon. I don't know what soon means. And I have to think out of the Earth-based time frame, because we all have a brain, and I guess we think in terms of, oh, it's now 12:30 a.m. in the morning, or it's now 1:30 in the morning, but we don't. We just have no idea as to when that is. But we do know, before I ever get to broadcast on a ship to all over the planet with 8 billion people on it, we're going to be going off planet, the four of us with April, probably whenever that is. So we
Mhm.
can't. I wish I can say, November 21st we're going to be doing it, or January 22nd.
No such
there's no
luck.
way. There's no such there's no such luck for me to say that, nor for April, because unless they tell her, they don't,
The
we don't know
element of
anything about
surprise,
that.
Commander. It's the element
Well,
of
that's what it's going to
surprise.
be. It's going to be the element of surprise. I can be sitting here one night on my TikTok broadcasting, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue moon, my father will come in here from the ship and say it's time to go on the ship for the first time.
Oh yeah, does
That's
everybody
probably
know
what
your father's on the ship?
my
Does
father's
every
on the ships. I don't think
Yeah.
they all know. I have a father who's on the ship. His name is Rubar. He's my father. I have two sisters and I have a brother, and they're on the
And April
spaceship.
too, right? April
April
and
has
Kit Kat.
Nanook is her father. She has a mother on the ship. She has other siblings, Kit Kat, and also Chesno and Johnny. We all have family members on the spaceship, and this
And
is
you
what
have
makes the
your
story.
what's your the bodies things called? The
Oh, the
stasis.
bodies
Stasis.
are in what they call stasis. So a stasis, the definition of stasis is that our bodies are in I imagine as being a white, comfortable, long thing where our bodies are comfortably there and they're being protected, highly protected by
Mm.
the command. And then when we decide to go back into our space bodies, we will be probably another 2 feet taller than we are now. So I'm about almost
Five
I almost said
11.
not I almost said 9 feet tall, though I'm not 9 feet tall. I don't know why I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm not 9 feet tall.
You're
Well,
getting
maybe I am
closer.
on.
You're getting
I
closer to
I
the
think
time.
I think when I'm on the ship, I'll get to see my body, my living body, my space body, and maybe I am 8 feet or 9 feet tall. But I don't know why I said that. I'm not that tall. I'm
The
actually.
best of both worlds,
Oh
Commander. You're
man, I
gonna
can't
have to
believe that's
admit.
happening. I'm actually. I keep getting 9 feet tall coming into my consciousness. I'm not 9 feet tall. Maybe I am on the ship.
Not here, but up
Not
there
here.
you
I'm
are.
actually 5 feet nine, or I'm five. No, about. Hmm, I'm over five. I'm over. Yeah, I'm 5 feet.
Are you taller than Tom Cruise? Because
Yeah,
he's
I'm
5'9".
tall, but I'm not like not tall, but I am. Yeah, I'm definitely there. I'm not 9 feet tall yet. Maybe I am 9 feet tall in the ship.
Can I say
It
one
could
more
be.
thing?
Oh, absolutely.
I wanted to tell you because I know you've heard of this, and I know that a lot of the people that are listening have heard this.
Hmm.
The you know about I have to say this carefully, but that people will try to turn the tables. They'll try to turn the tables in our Washington,
Oh,
and
Washington, yeah.
yeah, and say that that good is bad and bad is good, and so the most important thing to remember is back in the 50s, and I'm sure you've heard of this. It was on a base. These our friends flew over an installation, where when they had the silos. Remember the
The
silos?
nuclear silos. I can
Yeah,
say that.
yeah, okay. And they flew over, and within one blink, nanosecond, they had shut off all of the
No,
power.
yeah.
They shut off
Yeah,
all
that and
the
that
big bombs, the big
during
ones.
the Cold War, the Ashtar Command actually did that.
Is that right? Well,
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh, the
surprised.
Ashtar Command shut down all the nuclear during the Cold War. The reason why the planet's still here is because the Ashtar Command came after we were doing above ground testing that reverberated into the universe that affected the planet. So they came right here. The biggest thing was Hiroshima and Nagasaki. When the radiation went out into space, it affected
That's
other
right.
planetary systems.
That's
That's when
a,
the command
that's a
said,
big
"Oh, we
red
got to
flag.
stop this," and they basically shut down all the electrical systems of these nuclear silos from all the different countries wherever they were.
Correct.
So
I
that
knew you'd
was
do
that was
that.
Ashtar Command. That was the Ashtar Command that did that.
Wow. Well, that's a good thing because that means that we aren't going to blow ourselves up.
No, we're
They're
not
not
going
going
to
to
do.
allow that to
No,
happen. You
yeah, they won't
know.
allow it to happen. We're not going to allow that to happen. If anything, and I say again that there's nothing that can stop contact.
Right.
Nothing can stop contact. I want people all over the planet to know that, even though we're not on Saturday night doing this yet. There's no way I cannot talk about it. There's just nothing that can stop contact from happening.
That's
There's no
right.
live, there's no infiltration of websites on the internet. There's no government agents that come on TikTok or anything the high paid people that try to integrate into these shows. Nothing can stop contact. Not at all.
Yep. That's a good thing because if people think one way, if somebody wants to get a message out, I mean, they've gone 70 years
Right. Yeah.
fooling everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and after 70 years, people aren't having it anymore. And one of the reasons they've gotten away with it is because all of the activities, whatever we want to bring up, it's all happening underground in the military installation bases. So you
Yeah.
can't get on the property to get into the elevators like Area 51 and some of those other places.
And you know what? Those places don't really matter. I mean, they matter and they don't matter because and I think Clarence Walker says, Commander, I think recently they flew over the Capitol. It's very possible that the command ships did fly over the Capitol.
Oh
I don't know
yeah.
much about that.
In the
Um,
60s they did too.
yeah. Now I'm not sure if this person's relating to currently. I think he said recently, not.
Oh,
So he's
recently. Oh, he's
no,
talking about the
he's saying
Washington thing that you were
he's saying
talking about.
yeah. In that case, the Washington thing was on April's spaceship, and her
Oh yeah, yeah,
spaceship.
yeah. Mhm.
That's what they're talking about. He's talking about that. So
The crash.
the crashed craft, which is a reptilian craft, was knocked
Yep.
out by the Astra Command. Now, and again, as the story goes, they tried to negotiate with them, and these reptilians didn't want to negotiate with the Astra Command, which is Astra Command. We live in peace and harmony.
Didn't
The
they have
last
a
thing we want to
weapon?
do.
They had a big,
They got the weapon away from the reptilians,
a very bad
and
weapon.
it was destroyed. The weapons no longer exist. It's destroyed.
Very good. That's good.
Right. So yeah. So everything's good, and there's nothing. No matter what people in the government want to keep this hidden. I mean the understanding, and wherever you go, I just quietly read. I listen to different talk things that
Mm.
are talking about the space people, and everyone's talking about it about that there's something going to be happening. They don't tell you. These people don't know what's going to happen. they don't know that we know, because we're the ones that are going to be on the spaceship when contact happens. We're going to be the group of 5 that are going to be seen all over the world when contact
It's
happens. And
amazing. We're going to be talking in all the languages
all
and
the languages. I'll be talking in through a translator on the spaceship in
amazing.
every single dialect and every language on the planet. They our Ashtar Command family, they have a translator system which will take my English voice and translate it into every language and languages I can't even speak. So,
Are you going to be
they,
scripted, or are they going to let you
am
say
I
it?
going to be scripted? I don't know yet until I go on the ship what they want me to say. I'm sure the Ashtar Command Council, and I'm sure they will, coach me on what they want me to say, or they'll just let me say what I want to say because they know that I'll say the right thing. So I don't know whether I'm going to have free form it or whether I'm going to have a script. I really have no idea.
Well, the most important thing that the commander's going to do, I know, is make sure that people know that our out of town friends are here to help us, and they're Christed light beings.
Right. You know,
They're not
it's
because I believe that a lot of people in Washington want the masses to believe that they want to bring us harm, and that's not true.
no.
There might
And
be
the
a few
thing,
bad eggs in the basket, but they're taking
right,
care of them now. Ashtar Command is taking care of that right
right.
now, right?
The other thing is, there are people even on TikTok, who have their imaginations going wild.
Oh
There's
yeah.
some people. There are people out there. I quietly look at some of these lives where people have recorded things with UFO related content, and they're saying, "Oh, it's a blue beam. It's a government invasion. The government. It's an invasion by all these people have wild imaginations, and the fact is that there's no invasion that's going to happen.
Mm-mm.
And if anything, and again, this is all hypotheticals because nobody knows this for sure, but the government, there are parts of the government that don't want to have disclosure.
That's
The
correct.
thing is, the problem with that idea, with these generals that don't want disclosure that are still alive, and other people that agree with them that the public should not notice anything. Um, yes, I'm seeing all the likes. Yes, Tia. The thing I'm noticing is that those that are trying to prevent this from happening, these human beings with all their general stars and whatever they have in high security clearance,
Hmm.
even the people with high security clearance. Hey, Tia McMichael, I see you. I think Tia wants to come up. Let me.
All
Hey,
right.
Tia. I'm gonna let you
I'll go
go.
down. Yeah. Everybody keep a logbook and look up. Keep a logbook because this is history being made. And make
Yeah,
sure
it
you
really
spread
is.
the news. Spread it to all your friends that'll
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah, you should let people know.
Yep.
Forget about YouTube and not. Don't forget about it. But anything out there that's a UFO show. And in most parts, I would say forget about it. There might be some people out there that do want to honestly tell people the truth. But I just happen to be where you're going to find the truth is right on this show. I always admit that we're very transparent. Ever since I came on here, we've been busting the matrix, and we don't have fancy neon lights and big microphones. All I need to do is tell you the truth, right? That's all you want to know, right?
That's right. And that's why we tune in every night because we want to
Yeah.
keep up with it.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, I'm going
Thank
to
you.
let you
Thank you,
down.
Commander, for letting me come up and share with the group.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for coming on here. And we'll bring her
Okay.
down right now. And Tia, we're going to bring Tia up here. Tia, I see you. McMichael. Good evening. Tia, come on up. See how this is how we do it. I know I've seen Tia. IDK how? Tia, just when you come up, just press the. There you go. You got it. You're doing good. And also, if you want to, Tia, you can turn your camera on too. Do I have Tia in here? Let's see. When the TikTok thing stops doing its thing, we'll have her on here. Let's see what happens. Hopefully. Come on, TikTok. Astro Command, fix the TikTok thing. Maybe I can fix it. It's still spinning. There might be some lagging going on. Sometimes TikTok has technical problems here. But just waiting. Hey, Amina, good to see you. We're going to have Tia talking once the TikTok thing does its thing. And it's just spinning and spinning around. Now I can see, oh, see, I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. Tia, we're going to try it again. Hold on, Tia. I just pressed the guest thing. When you see it pop up, just press back. I think TikTok's having some technical difficulties. Tia, where are you? Hey, Chris Forsta, good to see you. Ricky, welcome to the show. We lost her. Hey, Tia. We're going to invite you back up again. I actually pressed the guest thing. So on your side, press the multi-guest option. There's a multi-guest option on your TikTok. Press that and I'll bring you up. It's on your TikTok somewhere. It's like right on there. You know? Hey, Jason, thank you. And we are attempting to get, here's Tia. There we go, Tia. We're going to bring you up here. What happened? Where's Tia? That's really weird. Yeah, Tia, I saw you in this thing on the guest request thing. Try it again. You're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. We're here to 1 a.m. in the morning for another hour on the East Coast here. And hey, hippie girl, good to see you. Hey, Janice. Let's see here. I think it's a glitch. Hey, Sonia. Yeah, it's a glitch on TikTok tonight. It's got to be a glitch. Now I don't even see Tia in here. I don't know what's going on. It's a TikTok glitch tonight. It's always something. She said she was trying to get the camera to work. Tia, once we get you on here, we'll get your camera. Richard says, how can I get to go on the ship? It's not time yet, Richard. There'll be a time after contact happens when everybody will be able to actually, you're still trying? Press the multi-guest option. Well, because you were in the multi-guest thing, press that again. Go back to the multi-guest option. It's on your TikTok somewhere there. Or I'm going to try to do it again. And my cat is doing her thing. Wait a minute. All right, I'm going to press my guest thing here. I just sent you a guest request to come up. So when you see that, there you go. I pray this works. Please, 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 TikTok, let her come on here. Hey, Tia, how you doing?
Hi.
It's working. And now your camera, on your side of it, there is a couple of things. You'll see like a camera icon with a line in it.
Yeah, I would just like to leave it like it is, if that's okay.
Okay. So in the future, if you want to come on and say, Commander, here's what I look like, you can do that now. So welcome to the show.
Okay. Well, that is me in the picture.
Oh, good. We want to make sure.
Yeah,
so I had to believe
that was
it. So
me and my husband who passed away in 2012.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. So tell us about your background.
He was a Vietnam veteran, a Marine.
Oh, Marine. Okay, my father was in the Air Force in World War II. Yeah. No.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a brother in the Air Force, and my father was military also. He was Army, and
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been trying really basically to talk to you for quite some time. I live in Georgia, about 30 miles south of Atlanta.
Okay.
And in 2018, about 3:00 in the morning, I had my granddaughter for the weekend, and had spent the whole evening with her, and she finally wanted to go to sleep on the sofa. We had the girls' night with the nails and everything, hair, and she wanted to go to sleep on the sofa. And I said, well, Mimi's going to go out and unload the van because I had a business of antiques and so forth. And I was unloading the van when something fell off of my load and hit me right on the foot. And when I looked up, when I looked up, I know it was like something was telling me trying to get my attention. I looked up and I seen 14 huge giant lights on a huge giant ship.
Oh my God.
And yeah, and I knew exactly what I was looking at. I mean, there's no doubt of that because I have, like I said, a military background family, Air Force and so forth, and we don't have anything we have nothing compared to this.
Yeah.
And I immediately ran in the house and got my 10-year-old granddaughter and said, "Come here, Maya, you've got to see this." And I grabbed my phone. Well, as we all know, electronics will not work when you want them to when that's going on, and my light would not shut off. And I was not going to stand there and point a light at this ship because I had my granddaughter with me. And it broke up into about 7 different, I would say 2 lights each went in every direction on the planet. And honestly, 2 of them, I mean, I have the recording of me and my granddaughter talking about it. But I wasn't going to point the camera at the ship because, and I have a huge view of the night sky where I'm at. And, and I'm a very level-headed person. I'm not out there, not on drugs, not anything, no reason why I would make this up. And so anyway, it broke off into about 7 different pieces and each went in every direction of the planet. And I heard some other people say they saw things that night, but 2 of them, we watched as 2 of them landed in Atlanta. And I mean, it just changed my whole aspect on.
When you say 2 of them landed in Atlanta, not in the city, but outside the city?
Well, no. I actually, where I live, I've been here so long. I've been here 50 years. I've been here 55 years.
Wow. Okay.
And I know where everything is located according to my home. Yeah. And I'm on a high point. So I know all the towns around me. I know the areas around me. And this went directly towards downtown Atlanta and straight down. You could tell they landed. And the way they shot across the sky, we have nothing that speed. We have nothing that flies that speed. My little brother was a loadmaster on a C-130 for 20 years. And, I know you could have fit 150 C-130s in this thing, maybe more. I mean, it was huge. It took up the whole night sky. And it was not cloaked. It was not cloaked at all. I saw everything on it. And I can't describe everything on it, but I saw right. It was not of this. It made me realize that sci-fi is not fiction. Sci-fi is real. Yeah. And, I was just amazed at what I saw. It just changed my whole aspect on life.
When you saw the big ship, were you getting a feeling you were being watched originally when you saw it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they knew I was there. Absolutely. Yeah. I felt like I was me and my granddaughter were the only 2 that could see it or something because, I mean, I ran back inside and turned the TV on and waited for him to say something about it. And there was nothing on TV about it. And I thought, well, what the... I know more people had to see this than me, because it was
maybe, and that's the one thing when we see stuff, I've seen things too, and I'm saying, how come no one else saw it,
Yeah.
Like, how come I'm the only one seeing this? And you're saying,
well,
there's got to be other people, right?
Well, when I, grabbed my granddaughter and told her, "Come here, Maya, you got to see this," and grabbed my phone, when she walked to the door, she said, "No, Mimi," and she was 10 at the time. And she put her hand in front of me like, when you're driving down the road and you slam on the brakes and you throw your hand in front of your child.
Yeah.
She did that to me and said, "No, Mimi, aliens." And I said, what do you know about it? I said, "Come on, baby, let's watch this. Most people don't get to see what we're seeing." And I mean, I do have a video of this. And she says, "No, Mimi, I'm scared. What do they want? Are they going to abduct us?"
Wait a minute. So you have a video of the spaceship?
I have a video of, no, honestly, I never got the spaceship in the video because, right, I have the video of me and her talking, but I had my grandbaby there, and with my grandbaby being there, I did not want to I could not get my phone to work right.
Well,
and I could not. Right. I
the
couldn't get the
ship's
light. I
energy.
could
Yeah,
not get the light to shut off on my phone.
that's what the ship was affecting the phone. Yeah.
Right. And I didn't want to shine a light directly at the ship. I mean, I couldn't tell exactly how high it was, but I do know it was lighting up everything around. And I
Hmm.
didn't want to, I don't know, I just didn't want to make them think that maybe I was something they should fear and
Right.
do something to me and her because I was thinking of her
Right.
safety,
Right. But
her
there.
safety. But
So the
we talked
question is.
about everything as we watched it. And she
Mhm.
said, those two over there landed me. And she was scared but at first, but I told her, baby, don't worry. Let's just watch this because,
Right.
this is a once in a lifetime thing. Most people don't get to see this.
So let me ask
And,
you a question, Tina.
uh-huh.
So was there any fear? Did you have any fear when you were watching? If you had no, did you have, like, were you more concerned with the
No, I
kid?
had no fear, but I don't fear much of anything anyway. I
Okay.
mean,
So that's
I'm
good. So the
60
big
years
ship,
old.
60 years old. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
because you
so
have the
I don't
ship,
fear a whole lot.
well, the ship was over you. How high up was the ship?
I would say, given its size and so forth, I've watched because I live right below Atlanta, so I watched the two airports. We have
Hmm.
two airports, one to the left of my home and one to the right.
Yeah.
I won't name them, but anyway,
Right.
I watched the airports and I watched the jumbo jets come and go, and this was completely silent, no
Right.
sound whatsoever, and um, I would say probably at 10,000 feet,
That's
and
not
it
very
still
high.
took up the whole entire night sky.
Right. So if you were Tina to if you knew about C5 in terms of how to use a light can be used to communicate with the space people, and so you could have, like, instead of just flashing a light, well, you would know now if you have a C5 app, you'll learn how to do that, where you can communicate if you ever have a ship that is you're feeling positive about. You don't want to do that with a negative ET ship, and probably there'll be less of those around. But
This
if
was
you're
like the
seeing.
first huge ship I had ever seen. Now, I know there
Hmm.
must have been more here. God rest my mom and my dad's soul. They lived
Hmm.
here for many years. We
Yeah.
moved here in 1970, and they both told me that there's a portal here
Oh,
directly
that
over
there's a
this home.
portal.
Yeah, they
Really?
both told me that, and I didn't know what they were even talking about at the time. I
Hmm.
said, "What, a portal? What are you talking about?" My dad said, "Tina, just trust me, baby. There's a portal here." And since then, I've had a friend of mine who was on. It's on the river, who was actually filming the river. He was filming the water, but a portal opened up. He filmed it. He filmed its reflection in the water.
Hmm.
And that was really amazing to see that because I said, look, he said, what is that in the water? And I said, look, it's also in the sky. It's a portal. And it was
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the portal, these portals, did that ship, what year was that big ship? When did you see that big
It was
ship?
2018. It was,
2018, only a couple of years ago, really.
right. It was,
Yeah,
going into October. It was the night of October the 1st.
hmm.
It was, about 2:50 a.m., um, which was already into October the 1st.
Hmm. Now,
And,
and
but
was that
I did
craft,
not see a portal. And by the
right,
when I looked up, when the package fell off of my load and landed
hmm,
on my foot and leg, and I looked up,
right, right,
it was already above me. Yeah, it was already above
right,
me, but it was all in one piece, and
in
it
one
was
piece,
well, I say one piece, it was one huge mass. Now
right,
the lights on it seemed to form an emblem or a symbol
a
or
symbol, okay,
something. I
hmm,
can't exactly explain that
right,
because I don't know what it
so,
was, but a pattern.
right,
But as it
okay,
broke apart, each one had two big lights that they all, those two broke apart and went one way.
right,
Two more broke apart and went another way. And when it
right,
was all said and done, there was one piece left.
right,
And it was like the shape of a diamond and it was a pale white color.
oh,
And
interesting.
and it just rose straight up and then it stopped and
So,
then
so
disappeared.
so Tina, so I'm thinking there was a really big portal that this ship came in through your area, because you said the generations, there are portals in your area where you are living that
There
gives you
must be,
concept.
yeah.
there must be a big portal, a galactic portal, where that ship came in. That's what
Well,
I'm thinking.
there's certainly a big open space of sky here. And
Yeah.
I mean, I've always sat and looked at the sky with my dad, and my dad has seen some things because
Yeah.
one of the things my mother said to me one day is I could tell she was not herself. And I said, Mama, you know, what's bothering you? I can tell something's bothering you. She passed away when she was 73 in 2009. And my dad passed away 3 years later in 2012. But my mom said, what would you do, Tina, if you woke up one day and somebody told you that everything that you have learned and been taught your whole entire life was a lie? How would you feel? I said, Mama, who has been lying to you? What are you talking about? Who's been lying to you? Because tell me who it is and I'll go kick their butt. And she said, oh, no, baby, it's okay. It's okay. I just wondered. I said, I would be pissed off. I would be highly pissed off. Well, guess what? I'm highly pissed off because now I realize that I've been lied to my whole entire life.
Yeah.
About a lot of things.
Wow.
And it was me she was really referring to.
Yeah.
Not herself, you know, but I guess her and Dad had seen something, but they didn't tell me. I guess they thought I wouldn't believe them.
Right.
Because, I mean, like I said, I'm very level-headed, but they were very level-headed. We're all good, you know, we were all military raised people. My dad was a pilot. My little brother's a pilot, and my dad flew air shows all his life. He flew a double-wing Stearman biplane, and he did crop dusting, and he did air shows, and he did aerobatics, you know, air shows.
Yeah. And
he loved flying.
So your family has had a history of seeing these spaceships or UFOs.
Well, evidently my dad and mom had saw something, but they didn't really tell me. I don't know why they didn't just sit me down and tell me what they saw, unless they thought I wouldn't believe it. Yeah. Because I was like a down to have both my feet on the ground person who I would have to question everything you told me. And I would say, prove it, you know, prove to me, show me.
Right.
And when I saw that, it just blew everything I ever seen out of the water.
Well, and that changes your perspective on life in the universe too, right? Entirely.
Yeah. And then I had something else happen. The very next day, I walk out and I'm not the same. I have not been the same the whole day. I'm contemplating what I saw and thinking about it and just like, wow, you know, wow. Not knowing really what to think about it. And I walk out and I'm looking at the sky. I have a bank in front of my house, a big bank that I can stand on and look out over the sky. And it was the afternoon, late in the evening, and the sun was setting. And it was setting in the west. And all of a sudden, a tiny little dot of light came flying over my shoulder in the sky, went straight towards the sun. And as it got right at the sun, it plumed and just blew up huge. And I mean, in a split second, it did this. And it seemed to cover up the sun. And
so
it just...
Okay, so let me stop you there.
Check this out. It blew up.
Go ahead.
It blew up huge and just covered the sun, but it was brighter. It was as bright as the sun. And immediately I did not feel any warmth from the sun. Immediately I felt just a chill in the air.
So
and I said,
so let me jump in here.
Now this is the next afternoon.
After you had the big ship sighting. So that sounds like that was a humongous spaceship blocking the sun.
I have no clue what this was. It was a little tiny dot of light that shot across the sky and went in front of the sun and immediately was bigger than the sun. It was like it just said, blew up.
That's what I'm saying. It was a spaceship.
Right. And I said, oh, not our sun. Yeah. And now I'm thinking, okay, now there's going to be something on the news about this. So I run in the house and turn the news on again. Nothing again. And I said, I can't be the only person on this planet that saw that. I can't be. Well, I hear nothing else about it. All night that night, I could not sleep. I kept thinking, well, is the sun going to come up in the morning? I mean, is it even going to rise tomorrow? Or, what's going to happen? So the next morning, I get up before the break of dawn. I knew what time the sun was supposed to rise. And I get up and I go outside in the dark and I sit there and I wait for the sun to rise. And it rose, but it was not the same. It didn't rise in the east. It rose in the south. And I live directly on a river called South River. It runs directly south. It runs north and south by my house.
I got to jump in here. So there's a few questions. First of all, my observation, folks. So this thing comes over your house, zooms up near the sun, still in our atmosphere, I presume, and becomes
it goes to the west, where it's setting in the west.
In the west, so where the sun, so it becomes gigantic. Let me jump in here just a bit. So when it became gigantic, understand that the space people or beings have a technology of their ships where what we think is small inside there could be a humongous spaceship with people in it. The thing expands itself into what it is, which is huge, and it blocks out the sun.
It didn't block out the sun. Well, it did block out the sun, but it was as bright as the sun. It was like it took the sun's place.
So how did you feel? How did you get to feel? Someone's asking, how did you feel chills when you were watching this? My question is, and their question is, so you said as soon as it blocked you kind of didn't block the sun, but
you want to know what I really said and felt? I said, "Not our sun, you motherfuckers."
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm
say
sorry.
those words because I get in trouble.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No,
that's what I said because I felt like they had put our sun out.
I'm sorry I said that, but yeah. So
well, I'm sorry I said that too, but I mean, you want to know what I really said.
Yeah, but I didn't think that was the word.
Well,
but
I thought
anyway,
it was. I thought they were on a destructive. They were on a destructive, maybe to destruct our sun, destroy our sun. I don't know. That's what I felt, that they were destroying our sun. They were putting our sun. They put themselves in its place. They were as bright.
Right, but do you think they were trying to destroy our sun, or was that just your perception or fear?
That was my perception. That was my perception and my fear. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
because I've never seen any. I'm already in shock from what I saw the night before.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it's natural. It's natural, Tina, to have human fear. Now, the fear doesn't mean it's actually true, though. It's your human fear.
Right. Right. It was my own personal.
Your own.
That's what I said. That was my own personal thought.
And your son, and the sun is still there.
Yeah, it was absolutely, because I've felt the sun since then. I mean,
see? Yeah.
But it was different. It was like maybe that was something government made. Maybe that was not. Maybe that had nothing to do with what I saw the night before.
Well, it had nothing to do with it. But again, the fact that it was doing what it was doing is something back then, I don't think it was government. I read energy from stories. It wasn't government. It was definitely extraterrestrial. But the thing is, first of all, we don't even have a technology to go from a small little thing to a huge object.
Something that huge, yeah.
No, there's nothing that we have. We have reverse engineer technology for the little IVTs.
And this was like a
technology to do that. It wasn't our government. I can tell you that right now.
But I did worry the whole night after that, and whether the sun would come up. The next morning, the sun came up in a different location than usual, because I have windows in my home that face the east. Yeah. And the sun rises in the east, and usually it can be southeast and it can be northeast, depending on what time of the year it is. But I have a bay window that's at the corner of the house, and whether it's northeast or southeast, it's in those windows. And this time it was due south directly, and I thought, well, that's strange. Yeah, it was really strange, and it rose differently. It came up really fast, to the point where I could see it moving in the sky. Whereas my whole life, the sun moved so slow, you really could not watch it long enough to see it move. This was late. It was late coming up. and it went up real quick. And it went up within, I would say within a minute, it went from not being up at all to being a good so many feet above the horizon. And I thought, well, that's different. And I didn't feel the same warmth from the sun that I had usually felt in the mornings. You know, as soon as the sun comes up and tops, you feel the warmth off of it. That
Right,
morning,
you
it
do.
just felt, yeah, it just felt kind of cold
Well,
that
it looks
morning.
like it looks like Tina had some weird experiences with that.
Very
Yeah,
strange,
you
very
know,
strange.
you know.
Yeah.
So I mean that it could one person saying
Now there's
time
been
lapse.
mornings since then. It's been in the right direction, and it's been just as warm.
Right.
And I mean, it was just something that happened directly after that's what I saw. And I know I've
Interesting.
watched some of your encounters. I've watched your show a little. I know that
Yeah.
you have a lot of contact and foresight with things. And my dad, I watched you one night when you were helping someone remove an implant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my dad told me that he had implants.
Oh, when he was
He
alive.
evidently he had, yeah. I didn't know what he was talking about. They were in the back of his neck, at the base of his skull. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said he never told me that he was abducted or anything like that, but he did say that sometimes they would, bother him. They would just hurt, or I think they got sore or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I can
Times.
imagine that would be true.
Yeah.
You know?
And he
Hey,
felt
Tina.
like they were
Well, I want to
some
thank
type
you for
of
coming up. Yeah, I want to thank you for coming up here
Well, I'm
and
sorry
sharing a
about the
lot.
wordy dird.
That's okay. I mean, it happens. I didn't expect that, but it's
Well,
okay.
I mean, that's what I thought, because you know what? I felt like it was a demonic thing. And that's why I said that, because I felt like
Okay.
they were demons I felt like it was a demonic thing happening.
Yeah,
And
I'm not
that's,
getting that. It was definitely. Do you have a religious background?
well, now, yes, of course, Southern Baptist here in Georgia.
No, I can understand why you would say that, but
Yeah,
no,
see, I'm in the Bible Belt, yeah.
it
But I
has
mean,
nothing to
now that I
Yeah,
reflect back on it, I'm just telling you what I thought then. That's what I
yeah.
thought
Back
then.
then. Oh, back then.
But right,
Okay.
but now that I reflect on it, I
Yeah.
don't feel the same. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Great story. These stories are
at
great.
that
And
time, yeah, at that
at that
time, I didn't.
you
I was
didn't know.
just realizing that I had been lied to about so much.
Yeah. See,
And
you've come a long way. We've all
yes,
been through
I
that
have.
in our lives, even myself, and I'm sure. Hey, Tina, your stories have been great, and I want to thank you for sharing a really beautiful and amazing experience. This is what disclosure is about. People like Tina who come forward with a story like this. Do you
And
think
my
somebody?
granddaughter, to this day, my granddaughter, she is now 19, and
Wow.
or let's say, yeah, that's right, and she still, or 18. Anyway, she still says, "Mimi, do you remember that night when
Yeah.
we sat and watched?" Yeah, I said, "Baby, I will never forget that night."
Yeah. And how could you forget that night? You had a big spaceship above you, and
Above our heads,
you know,
yeah.
who would ever?
Something that most people don't get to see,
Right. Absolutely.
Well,
Hey, Tia,
the working
it's good to have you.
mechanisms.
Yeah, it's
And it
good to
was
have
good
you
to
on
talk
here.
to you. Okay,
Yeah,
great to
finally.
talk to
We
you.
got you on here, which is good. So you got to tell your story. I appreciate that. All right,
Yes.
we're gonna let you go down slowly off the ship here. We'll gently
All right,
bring you
drop me
back
off
brown
slowly.
slowly. Here we go. Tia,
And you
thank
have a
you.
good
You Tia too. Tia, we give her applause, Tia. A great story. And this is what I love about people, that they get to share their stories, and we get to hear that you're not, and really when you think about it, everybody, nobody here is alone, because we all, if you whatever it is, you can relate to somebody else's story, and you realize, well, I'm not alone either, because I live out in the woods somewhere, or I live out in the country, incredible story. So, we love that. Tia, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And I want to bring, I'm randomly doing this. I'm going to bring up this person, and she's going to be able to tell her story. She has no idea she's coming up yet, but she has 843 followers. Janice, if I bring you up, can you come on camera? Unless you're sleeping, or, we're going to bring Janice up here. I know Janice has a story. I think she's telepathically communicating with her space family. I've been watching. I multitask when I'm interviewing people. So we're going to bring Janice up. Janice, good evening. Welcome to Encounters. Oh, okay. Let me see. Janice, we almost had you there. I'm not sure what's going on. Strange things are happening, or TikTok's having technical problems. Strange things always happen on this show. You know it. I know it. Let's try this again. Take two. Janice, are you there? I know she's having positive contact. Where is she? She's like totally disappeared. Is she here? That was the strangest thing. She was just ready to say hello, and she has disappeared. I'm telling you, some things are technical problems with TikTok. I do believe that to be true. I do believe that to be true. I don't know if Janice went off planet or what happened. No, I didn't. Hey, Planet, I didn't see that. Now I'm slightly bummed out because now Janice is not here. Where is she? Oh, we got to 100K already. It's not even midnight. I mean, it's not even one. Yeah, she just disappeared, man. She was right here on Encounters, and she's been. Oh, TikTok's acting up. Oh, there she is. I'm going to bring you up, Janice. I'm inviting you, so you press the thing and accept the invite. That's how you start. Let's keep her on here. Janice, you there?
Hello?
Hello, you're
Oh,
here.
hello,
Where
darling. I'm here.
I don't know what happened. We ended up losing you as you were speaking.
Oh, I don't know what happened either.
Okay, that was probably a
Glitch
very
in the
weird experience.
matrix.
Yeah. So there is a actual camera on your TikTok. If you're getting used to this, I always help people. If
Well,
you can
I've
turn on the camera.
actually, I go to bed very early and
Oh,
I
you do?
wake up very early. So
Oh,
I've got my
okay.
hair tied up in a bun
Okay.
and
Well, we'll be okay with this. So where are you located in what part of the world?
I'm in the UK. I'm in England.
Oh, great. We have a lot of UK
Uh,
people
I
out there.
live in the northeast of England, in North Yorkshire. But
Okay.
I live in an area where it's not saturated with light pollution.
Okay.
And I'm very fortunate. I live underneath the North Yorkshire moors.
Hmm.
And it has a lot of old pagan sites which predate Stonehenge. So there's a lot of history here.
And you were mentioning in your comments earlier about Ashtar and
Oh,
that you're
yes.
telepathic. So let's focus on that aspect of you and tell us your history with Ashtar Command and how you became, when did that start?
Well, it first started in about 2001. And I went for a reading of a medium. And she wanted me in her next development circle, which there was a 5-year waiting list for. And 3 weeks into the development circle, she was 70 years of age, and actually, Dolores Cannon was a friend of hers. And all of a sudden, within 3 weeks, we're learning about the Great White Brotherhood and Ashtar and the Galactic Federation. And I was given an old C90 tape, and there was only 5 in the world. And it was from a guy I learnt in later years through working with Ashtar and Ashtar Command, that this guy was called Eric Klein, and he was from California.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this tape, which I asked Ashtar, was this correct?
And was this you, or was it a fake at that time of channeling? And he said, yes, that was correct at that time, in the mid-1980s. And I said, those of us here, because I was taken away from everyone I knew, everyone spiritual, because I call them team, because there's an array of different guides that can come and go, depending on how you progress in your development.
Yeah.
So I call them my team, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And they just wanted to work with me. And I thought, never, never. I'm not going to lose my best friend.
Right.
Well, we went on this journey together, and then she became a Reiki master. I was told, you've got all the mediumistic abilities. And Margaret Cramer was 70, said that I'm going to try to cut a long story short here.
Right, I got you.
I was born with a fully operational 8th chakra, and she'd only met one other person that was born with that. I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, because he didn't go any further, because we went into the Ashtak Command and the Galactic Federation material. And then I was cut off from everyone, and I did fall out with my best friend in an unusual way, but it was meant to be. And this was before I had access to the internet. I'm 66 years of age now. So at that time I was in my 40s and the internet had just come on the market.
Right.
My daughter had a laptop, but I did all the work from just working with my guides and working with the Ascended Realm and Ashtar. And they guided me to the material I needed to read and what I had to do and how I had to work. And it was very difficult for 4 years just working on your own with no outside influence whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then after 4 years I went, right, you've learnt discernment, not to be influenced by other people, because a lot of them are charlatans.
Right, right.
And now you can get out there. And it was like only a few months after that, it was like boom, 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 boom. I started seeing, I was working at that time very strongly with Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain and the Violet Flame, and doing all the work of the I Am teachings. And then Ashtar came in. And I saw multiple craft at 5. I get up very early. At 5 a.m. in the morning, I was guided to go outside. And I'm quite an introvert. And I isolate myself from other people's energy. So actually, I'm being very brave talking here.
Yes, you are. I appreciate that.
And I saw about 50 craft or more.
50.
The one I saw first, I don't automatically go to spirit or otherworldly stuff. I am very grounded, and I always use discernment, and I think, right, well, is it this or this or that? And then I look at something extraterrestrial. Right. So I saw this craft, and I thought, oh, looks like a helicopter in the distance, this black object.
Right.
And then I went, oh, no, but I can't hear any sound. It's silent.
Right, no sound. It's completely
and then
silent,
I looked around, and then there was other craft, and they were actually triangular. Well, normally I would think a lot of, I know they call them UAPs or something now. Around more fashion, they call them UFOs.
Yeah, they changed the name. It's UFOs, yeah.
Yes.
You can use that.
I say UFOs. And I know that there are, and there have been since then, UFOs I've seen that are actually man-made. Advanced craft.
Reversed engineer technology,
yes.
yeah.
But these were different.
Mm-hmm.
And I was outside the front of the house, and I'll tell you why. It was April, the beginning of April, and normally at that time of year, I may have my bedroom windows open slightly because I like fresh air. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like dawn chorus of the birds singing. Tweet, 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 tweet. Woodpeckers. I live in the countryside.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have a lot of wildlife around, and especially the birds.
Yeah.
It was silent.
Mm-hmm.
Not a cat, not a dog, not a person, not a bird singing. And the sky was like green. It was like a weird colour. And then I looked out at my peripheral vision, and a lot of them just went woof and gone.
Yeah.
3 remained. And one in particular was over the house in front of me at about 300 meters high. And I did have a friend who was a platform medium at church and wasn't used to this kind of stuff.
Right.
And he rang me, and I'm outside, Janice, something's going on. I'm coming round. And he lived a couple of streets away. I live in a small, old-fashioned market town.
Oh, good.
It's like cobblestones. It's very old-fashioned.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And he came running round. All of a sudden he was there, and he was going, Janice, look at that, look at that. I said, yes, I've seen them. And he was going, oh, we've got to get inside. Something's going to happen. And I went, no, we're fine, we're safe. It's our team up there. So I'm having a telepathic conversation. I focused on one of the craft.
Now,
And I said, look, I'm not coming up there.
Right.
If you want to visit me, you come down here.
Right.
My
So
2 cats...
When you were saying you're having telepathic communications, what you're saying, I understand what you're saying. You're not having telepathic communications with the craft, but you're having telepathic
with the beings in the craft.
With the space beings in the craft.
Yes.
Did they tell you who they were, the space beings
Yes,
in the
they
craft?
said, we are of your brotherhood. We are from the Federation. I didn't need to worry. And I said, well, what are you doing? Because I'd noticed, this sounds really weird, but you will understand. The craft that remained, there was a couple in the distance, but there was 6 in total that remained, and I was just focusing on the nearest one.
Right.
And they started pulsing down these beams of light, and it was like a pastel blue and like a lavender colour. And it was like a pulse, and you could feel the vibration. My friend, a man who was younger than me, started panicking. I said, don't panic. They're not doing anything bad. So I asked them, what are you doing? And they said, we're strengthening the Earth's grid because at this timeline, we're stopping the wobble. Because we were set in the days of 1980 that there was going to be a physical pole shift. And they said they're strengthening the Earth's grid to stop a physical pole shift.
Right.
So it would just be magnetic, slightly.
Right.
And they were pulsing down these beams of light. And then Carl, I had this huge apple tree outside. Carl was on my front lawn, the garden, and one of the beams hit near him. I was out in the road.
Yeah.
And I turned and I looked, and he was laid flat out on his back.
From the beam of light?
His torso, head and arms were on my front lawn. His feet were on the path. and he just wiped out. I was like, wow. So I went and picked him up, and I went, okay, I'll come. And he said, get inside. There's going to be a big flash of light. And
Right.
as I walked over the doorstep, there was this huge flash of white light. Bear
Yeah.
in mind, where I live,
Yeah.
there's a lot of old age pensioners, and they get up at 6 a.m. and they'll walk down the village and buy a newspaper. There was no one, and no birds singing. It was deathly silent,
Okay.
which never, that is not what happens.
Yeah.
And then when I picked him up, where he had fallen, it was like and they disappeared. And never saw anyone for about an hour later. And I felt like I was like in the Twilight Zone, like I was in another dimension seeing this. And where he had fallen, it was like a crop circle. There was an imprint of his head, his shoulders, and his torso. And even after mowing the grass, it stayed for 9 months. Then I got a tree surgeon out 6 months later, and I said, look, I'm going to want this tree. He says, oh, this tree is really damaged. It looks like a truck. And this is a professional tree surgeon. He says,
Right.
it looks like a truck has hit it. I said, well, nothing's hit it. And then I thought, oh, in my head, oh, yes, it did. It was this big pulse of energy.
So let me, Janice, interrupt you. So let's tell people you're watching Encounters. Janice is my guest in the UK in a small little village, and I want to ask you, when that happened, I'm getting the feeling, whether you realize it or not, that maybe you were taken on the spaceship.
Well, something strange did happen to me a few weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting on the sofa in my lounge, and I was doing like research, and then all I remember is going upstairs because I was going to go to the toilet, and this was like at 12 midnight. And the next thing I remember is waking up in bed, fully clothed, with my shoes on, in bed, 12 o'clock the next day.
So I think you were taken on the spaceship. And I don't even think about it. As I'm listening to that part of the story, whether you realize it or not, and what you just said, I think they took you on the spaceship, but you don't remember it.
Yeah, I don't. I feel that, but I don't remember it. But then after that, I started getting. I couldn't see them with my physical eyes,
Yeah.
but I could feel them. I could feel the energy,
Right.
and so
These
I
are
randomly
these.
took photos
Well, these are the
with
space
an
people.
old Sony Ericsson Walkman phone, which
Yes.
hasn't got amazing abilities, but when I was looking through the lens of the phone, it was just, if I can send you privately these photos
Yeah.
of what it actually looked like.
Yeah.
And then when I clicked on it, it was like, boom, oh my God, what is that? And then the second one, boom, boom, another one, and another one. All these different beings, other dimensional beings,
Yes.
allowing me to capture them
Yes.
just on a digital camera phone, not
Yes.
a smartphone. It
So-
wasn't even a smartphone in those days.
Yeah. So, Janice, let me stop you for a minute. So, I want you to tell my audience here, you're watching Encounters, the late night show here in the U.S. from 11 p.m. Eastern till after 1 o'clock. So, what did these different beings look like? Were these the ones that you were having telepathic communications with that you talked about earlier?
Well, I think this is going to sound really weird. Apart from working with Ashtar, and I've got a phenomenal story about Ashtar, but we'll go back to what I was talking about. These beings were other dimensional beings.
Mm-hmm. What did they look
And
like?
there was a strong connection to Anunnaki and ancient
Anunnaki.
Egypt.
Okay. Yeah, tall humans. Yes. So you saw Anunnaki, or what appeared to be? Can you tell us what they looked like?
Well, I can show you because I have
Can you show us?
photos, but I can't post photos in this
If
format on here.
well,
But I can
right.
send you them
If you
privately,
if you send
and
me
then
the
it's up to
photos
you. You
here,
can share them. I don't
yeah,
mind.
yeah, send them to me and I'll share them. Send it to my email. I'll download the photos,
Well,
and
if you
maybe
can message me your
I will.
email, I will
Yeah,
send them to you.
I will. I'll definitely message you. Let me see if I'm following you. Am I following you? Now let me be sure here. Yeah, I'm following you. I'll message you, and then you can send me the photos of these beings, and I will tomorrow night, if you're on, I will actually show the photos of these space beings that you have.
I don't. I'm not looking for any sort of acceptance or acknowledgement or
No, I know
anything.
that. It's
I'm very much a private person.
right,
Takes me a lot of courage because I was told years ago, which isn't the case now, that
right,
the knowledge and etc. and the work I was doing, I was fine to share to others and for them to get it out there, but I was
right,
personally to fly under the radar.
right. And you can still do that. But I only see the photos. My whole thing is about truth and disclosure on the planet, and
I can swear on my life that I am not bullshitting.
no, I know you're not. I know you're not. That's why I want to get the photos so I can show them. I would show them tonight if I had them. I'd show them right now as we were talking. But
I'll
if you
try
send me
and tell you a story about
yeah,
Ashtar
yeah,
because I know you work with Ashtar.
oh yeah,
And you know what
absolutely,
I don't like and what I love about you, that you call it Ashtar Command and the Galactic Federation. Not years ago, when this New Age bullshit came out, and they were twisting and saying, oh, it's the Galactic Federation of Light. No, it isn't. If it ain't broke,
no,
don't fix it. It's the Galactic Federation.
it's the
And,
Astro
oh,
Command.
Ashtar Sharan. No, it's not. It's Ashtar. Do you know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I call a
I have
spade, and I'm honest as the day's long, and I'll just speak my truth, and I'm
yeah.
genuine.
Well, I know you are. I know that
I asked
automatically.
Ashtar when I revisited this tape I was given, which I feel so blessed that I was given this C90 tape of this channeling
Yeah,
of Ashtar, and I said, in the 80s, when you channeled this, was this a charlatan? Is it fake or was it you?
right, right. You wanted to
And
know.
was this true on that timeline?
Hmm.
And have we, because there's many people here, which I don't even know about, but I know there is, the work we have done with the violet flame, have we changed the timeline? Can you get me some sort of interplanetary communication? Get back to me, Ashtar. Now, my mum was 80. She didn't know I'd asked anything like that.
Hmm.
And yes, she knew there was a bit of weird stuff going on with me, but
Right,
I didn't tell her everything.
right.
2 days later, she goes down to the hospital in the city to get hearing aids done. Then she
Yeah,
goes into the city and she's sitting outside a cafe having a cappuccino, and she used to smoke these from the 60s, from when she went to America, these long black cigarettes called
yeah,
More.
yeah.
And she sat there and there was plenty of other free tables around.
Hmm.
She said, oh, and she came back and she told me this story. She says, Janice, this really strange man came up to me, very tall, wearing a long, like, trench coat. And he said, "Excuse me, do you mind if I sit next to you?" Well, my mum, honestly, she was the nicest, kindest person, an innocent person you could meet.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh," I thought it was a bit strange because there was other free tables. But I said, "Oh, yes, of course you can." She says, and he looked at me and said, "Oh, I've just come from the hospital visiting my wife." And she says, "Oh, I've just come from the hospital too." And he said, that was to soften her up.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Do you believe in angels?" I mean, this is out the blue.
Right.
And she said, "Oh, well, yes, I believe there are angels. And my daughter does too." He said, "Do you believe in aliens?" And she says, "Oh, well, I believe there's life out there somewhere." And he said, "Well, I've met aliens and they're very nice people." And she says, "Oh, really?" This is me mum, bless her. And he said, "Well, you won't believe where I'm from." And she says, "Oh, I don't know. Where are you from?" He said, "South America, but I've met aliens. And they are wonderful beings." And she sort of just looked at him. And he said, I mean, I think there was a lot more to the story because this is years ago. It's what I can remember.
Years ago, yeah.
And he went, "Oh, what is that? What is that?" She was having a more cigarette with her coffee.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, could I try that? I've never had one of those." And so she gave him one. He lit it up. He took one puff, coughed his head up, went, "I can't do that," and put it out. And he said, "This is the message." He went, "Well, can I tell you, do you know what an IPC is?" And she says, "No, I haven't got a clue. What is an IPC?" He said, "It's interplanetary communication." And he said, "You were a beautiful lady." He held her hand and he kissed her hand and bowed to her. He said, "I must go now." She says he walked off and then she looked over her shoulder and there was no one there.
He was gone.
And she came home. She says, "Oh," he said, he was giving an IPC." And I went, "Oh my God, Mother." And she didn't even know I'd asked Ashtar for an interplanetary communication. And he said an IPC is interplanetary communication. So that's how powerful the communication was. There's
So
other stories very
so-
similar to
but
that,
let me
which
stop
we
you
can
there.
talk about
So-
another time.
Another time. So that was a space person that she was talking
It
to.
was
that
Ashtar.
physically there. It was Ashtar. So when
Yeah.
she met Ashtar, what did Ashtar physically look like? Did she tell you?
She said he was very, very well. This was how he manifested in physical form to my mum, because you
mother.
know, beings from a higher dimension can manifest, but they will manifest to you in the form that you are most comfortable with.
Right. Right.
She said he was very tall and quite slim and had blonde hair.
Okay.
And like shoulder length blonde hair.
Okay.
And he had on like this long, double-breasted, like trench coat.
So
That's all she said.
Right. So he came to her. Yep. He came to her in clothing that would be, he was tall, but he was able to, they can create clothing that'll fit them when they come here. So he created clothing that he could wear when he met her. She met Ashtar. Then when Ashtar left, he was able to just, leave however that's done and go back onto the spaceship.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, I understand that.
And my mum, the things I've seen, I'm very inquiring and questioning. I'm very grounded and logical. I won't automatically to go, oh, this is spirit. I always look
Right.
to the grounded stuff first.
Right.
Because that is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a very inquiring mind.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So
You're great. Your stories are great.
it's like
We'll have to do
I'm
some
not
more.
a cynic. I'm a healthy
Yeah.
skeptic.
Right. Me too.
And I was taught for the 4 years on my own
Yeah.
that the power of discernment is paramount.
Yeah.
And it became a tool, a helpful tool for me when I was a member of, back in 2007, 2008, for a few years, I was a member of a massive group called lightworkers.org.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to see people on there, I'm channeling this and I'm channeling that and I'm doing this.
Yeah. I know they're all doing it.
And within the first 2 lines of a paragraph, I'd know that's bullshit, it's fake.
Yeah. No, you know what it is? We'll have to have
This
you on
is
again.
why I
Yeah.
appreciate you, because I
Thank
think
you.
you're not service to self, you don't have an ego, and your intention is to inform and help others.
Right. You've got it. You're tuned into it. You know.
Yeah, I know. And because I know, because I've worked with Ashtar in the past, and funnily enough, only recently, I was on a sabbatical because it totally wore me out, the work I was doing.
Yeah.
And they said, right, you're on a sabbatical, but you will be called back in to help.
Right.
And it was only recently.
Yeah.
It was actually when Hurricane Milton, I skipped the Helena or whatever that one was called. I wasn't aware of that. And then they brought me in and went, wow, we've got to do the Violet Flame work. Now, it's not me that's doing it per se. It's these amazing beings that I work with. But if you don't ask them to work and do it, they can't interfere. You have to ask and invite them to do this work.
Right, you have to.
And I learned from years ago in the past, working with the Violet Flame, I used to channel it through from my I Am Presence, through my chakras, and I was born with a fully operational 8th chakra. And I was like, what do I do with that? I was absolutely novice. I'm going to be very, and it absolutely burnt me out.
Yeah.
So I went, right, this is how I'm going to do it now with you guys. I am going to ask you to step in and direct it, but I will visualize it.
Oh.
And it was, I had a phone call from a friend in the Yucatan Peninsula.
Oh, let me just stop you just for a second. TikTok posted a thing here for me to define natural disasters. And if people, it happened before. So
no, but that was man-made. It wasn't natural.
Right, but no, I'm just saying. Right now on my screen, none of you are seeing this. I don't think it's saying if I want to apply for FEMA assistance. So this happened in one of my other lives. It says take steps to prepare yourself and your family for weather hazards by visiting ready.gov. This will go away, but it's on my live right now. I can see it. I see it too. Yeah. So whatever you said, it prompted the algorithm.
Sorry. Anyway, this particular weather anomaly, shall I say, I was directed and called upon to use the Violet Flame. My friend who spoke to me, where the tail end is just whipped through the Yucatan Peninsula, where they live, and they told me it's heading towards Florida. And oh my God, it's going to be a category 5 or more. The worst ever. Anyway, I did what I did with my team up there, Violet Flame, put a wall of Violet Flame on the west coast of Florida in a big arc over Florida. And oh, lo and behold, it ends up just a category 2. And then I saw on TikTok, I couldn't believe. I am still humble. I'm like, God, we didn't do this, did we?
Mhm.
Videos posted of before it hit. The skies turned
And let me just say
purple.
this. Let me just say this. This is
And I've
encounters.
screenshotted some of the
Right.
videos of the sky being purple and
Right.
people posting, this is weird. Before it hit, all the skies turned purple.
Yeah. And let me just say this. Let me say this. This show is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
so-
could have a private conversation then about things like this.
Yeah, I mean, we could. I mean, as long as I say educational and entertainment, that's what, the algorithm
Yes,
hears
it's-
that. It
Shall we say
likes
it's
that word.
fictional or a probability?
Yeah, and we're
not
just
a
talking
fact.
about, and we'll just say educational. It's fine for entertainment purposes. But you know what? It's after 1:12 a.m. in the morning. We'll have to have another conversation.
Yes.
I'm going to message you to send me those pictures. I'll give you my email
Yes.
for the
Yes.
show, and
I'll
I'm going to do that
email
right
you
now.
them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if you have WhatsApp or something like that.
Yeah, just do email. My AO email
Yes,
is the best place.
that's fair enough. I
we'll do
understand that
that.
because I could be some lunatic psycho that you don't know, and
No,
I
you're
totally
not.
get that, but I'm not.
No, you're not. You're good. So we'll do that. I'm going to get the pictures of the beings. Tomorrow night, I will show the pictures of the beings that she was able to photograph, and you'll see them here on Encounters. That'll be really cool. Hey, Janice, thanks for coming up here
And
and
thank
being
you
bold
very
enough to
much
join
for
us.
all the work that you do and raising people's awareness.
Oh, thank you for
You're
the
doing an
compliment. I appreciate
amazing
it.
job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you
Janice?
very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Janice, our friend working with the Ashtar Command in the UK, some great stories, and we're going to let her down gently here. Let's
It's
do
a
this
privilege.
here. Oh, there she is. I didn't think she was going to say anything, but Janice, thank you for being here on Encounters. It's about 1:13 in the morning. Ginger Cameron Ford Crouch, good evening or good morning. Janice was a very interesting guest. I'll show you the pictures. I'm going to be messaging her after the show. I think maybe we'll do one or two more interviews before 1:30 a.m. Eastern. If you have never been on the show, if you have a story to tell, if you're having visitations with space people, you can come out of the closet here on my show. Many people have, people that are contactees, like Janice is a contactee. We thank you very much, Janice. So if you wish to share your stories, don't be afraid to do so. Again, I'll reiterate the rules of the show, and it happens. It's no foul language on the show, no kids on the show, no smoking on the show, no vaping on the show, no drugs, no drunks, no paranormal discussion on the show, no politics, and no religion. I think I covered most of everything, almost. So this way how we do the interviews here. Sometimes words come out just naturally, and we know that. So you're watching Encounters. I'm CmdrAleon. I'm the host of the show. I'm host of WESU-FM's non-commercial NPR Pacific radio show in the United States called Cosmic Eye Sunday morning. And also you might want to check out all the other great shows we have on WESUFM.org. We have everything from folk to reggae, a lot of good shows you will hear on commercial radio, and it's just a great station here in the U.S. Sydney Rose, good to see you. Lorenzo Morgan. And let's see, I think there's somebody I know coming up, and her name is Mish Mish. Mish Mish is coming up. We know Mish Mish.
Hey again. Hello, it's me.
Hey,
I
hey,
just
Mish
wanted
Mish.
to say
It's always a
something.
pleasure.
I just want to say something really, really quick. I came across a website
Yeah.
where it does it tracks UFO sightings all across the world.
Yeah,
So
I
if you
heard
go
about
into
that. Where is
Google,
that?
yeah, just go into Google and just put UFO sighting map, and it should be the first one that pops up. And then when you click, like I was going into my areas, and it goes like all the way back to the 1960s, 70s. And like there's specific regions where there's high activity, and you could tell because there'll be like 20, 30 sightings, and each one will specifically tell you what was seen and what their experience was. So I thought that was really cool, and it's all across the world. So you can look everywhere.
Isn't that like a brand new website or something that's right? It's like not only tracking old stories, but are people there's sort of something today somewhere where there's somebody that created a technology for the internet where people are tracking right on the, it could be last night, they're tracking UFO sightings.
I believe you can submit your own sighting
Are you
on the
talking
website.
are you talking about the site I already have, I think, have it? It's
It's
let
like
me just see
it draws up a whole map of the world, and there's like a bunch of like red dots everywhere where there's sightings, I think.
Oh, you're talking about Enigma.
Possibly. It was like the
Yeah,
first one that popped up on
no,
Google.
it's Enigma. So Enigma is the site, folks. If you get Enigma, it's free. And they say we are open-minded about what UFOs are, and we'll follow the data wherever it leads. So when you go on Enigma, all right, and I sign into Enigma, which I'm doing right now, I can track sightings all the way through the end of this month, and you can see if I show it to you here. Well, you can't really see it. I have to let me turn my thing off for a minute. I'll show it to you. What you can see is Enigma. Enigma is this is it. It has a map. This is for entertainment purposes only. And if you go on there, you can track sightings from all over the world. Let me go back to my screen here. That's probably a mishmash what you're talking about. It's called Enigma. Now here's a
Yeah, but the one that I
okay.
was looking at, like certain sightings will go back to like the
Oh,
70s.
check this out. I don't know which sighting this is, but it just popped up from Enigma. I'm going to show it to you. Let me turn my camera lights off here. Okay, we're going to try to show you this thing. Spaceship sighting. I don't know where this is from.
For me, it wasn't an app. Somebody said it's an app. Maybe it is an app, but I was just looking on my web browser on Safari today.
Yeah, let me show you this. I'm going to show everybody this spaceship sighting here. Let me go on here. I'm going to flip the camera, and I'm going to flip it. Let's see. Am I out of the camera? There we go. For a second, I'm going to show you this must be relatively new. I mean, this sighting. Let's see here. Right here we go. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let me turn the other light out. Now you can see it better. Here we go. Check this out. I think this sighting just happened. This is October 30th, it says here. I don't know where it is. It's October 30th. I'll have to take a look at this. Look at this thing. Crazy. Look at that. Excellent sighting. Look at that. Right here on Encounters. It's extraordinary to people on the planet Earth who've never seen anything. It certainly is extraordinary. Unless you've seen hundreds of spaceships that are not from this planet, maybe it isn't extraordinary. But it is
Yeah, I
extraordinary.
definitely recommend people check them out, especially like if you've had a sighting in your area, there might be somebody that already reported it on the website.
Yeah.
So it can just
Yeah.
like coincide with your story, so you can be like, "Oh, I'm not crazy. Like we saw it on the same dates, in the same area." So I thought that was pretty cool.
And when people say, like Starlight says, no amazing movements, nothing advanced, you don't know that. You have no idea that it's not advanced. How do you know that? When people assume that it's not advanced, that's a really bad way to go. You've got to keep your consciousness open. Now, if you're going to tell me if I saw it in front of my town up in the sky, that's nothing extraordinary, give me a break. You kidding me?
Right. I don't know what they're expecting to see. I mean,
It's not a
um,
street light. This thing is so let me see what the story is. It's definitely up in the sky. Let me see if there's I'm going to go back. Really, and it's only a few people. No, it's not a satellite. The Elon Musk satellites are dots of white lines. This is not a satellite.
Yeah, that I know that's not Starlink. I've seen Starlink in
No, that's
front
not
of my house.
Starlink. That good thing I have a lot of background in the subject here. I look at tons of videos, so I know what Starlink is. All right. Okay, I think that needs to happen to go.
Well, here's the
Alrighty.
point, guys, that okay, you guys can say, okay, maybe some of them are not, factual, but the thing is that the website that I was looking at, I'm talking about there was thousands upon thousands of sightings. You can't tell me
Yeah.
that at least 5 or 10% of those are not real. Like,
Yeah.
and then some of them have pictures along to go with it. So it's
Yep.
like, some people will tell their background, what they work, what they do for a living. Like, these are not crazy or mentally ill schizophrenic people. These
Right.
are real people just sharing their experience. And so I highly doubt these are all fake that are reported.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
this
there's
is
just
not
way too
Starlink.
many.
And I'm going to be, the people that don't know what it is, I'm going to be politely doing what I call mute. See, being a host of the show, I've been into the subject. I'm a C5 activist. This is not a Starlink. As host of the show, I'm going to say this. I will mute or block people that think this is Starlink. I've seen Starlink. This is not Starlink. Okay? Good thing I have a background in the subject. Why is it not Starlink? I'm not going to show you Starlink. You've seen Starlink. They're dots of lines that go on an angle. They're
Yeah,
white
and they're really
lights
like
that are circular.
long.
This is not Starlink. Okay? And I'm happy to answer your questions, but I can tell you in my background, this is not Starlink.
But yeah, I definitely recommend people check out that
Let me
website.
go back to the other thing here. I'm
It's
going to go
super
back to my
cool.
screen. Let me just do this here. And we'll flip the camera. And we will be back to this here. On there, here we go. Whoops. I still have to flip the screen back so I can get back on here. Wait a minute. Am I back? Yes, I am. Not yet. I will be back. I've actually flipped the camera. Here we go. Let me turn the light on here. That was interesting. Here we go. We're back. Here we go. So, I was just putting on Enigma, and that video popped right up. I didn't even pick a video. And it's actually, let me see where this is from. Okay. I'll be right back, folks. Stay on, Miss. I'll be right back.
Okay. And then somebody said, if Ashtar will use Starlink for disclosure. Me personally, I don't think the Ashtar command wants anything to do with Starlink. I think that would be the last of their methods for disclosure. Me personally, there's a lot of Elon Musk. To me, I've even from the start, he's felt sketchy to me. So I mean, it's of course my opinion. I use my own discernment, but he seems like a very sketchy dude.
Okay, we're back here. Yeah, so thank you, Miss Mish, for speaking there for a minute or two. So, yeah, the thing is, forget Elon Musk. He's out in left field somewhere. So, and when it comes to all his things he said about space and Mars, disregard everything Elon Musk is about. He's definitely, forget about him. He's not, somebody worth focusing on. But there's a lot going on here. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to see where this video is from. This video, oh yeah. So it says this is Linden, Michigan. If you're in Michigan, a place called Linden, Michigan in the United States, October 26th at 7:27 p.m. Somebody in Linden, Michigan recorded 2 bright lights moving quickly. So that's the story. Yeah. And they show the lights in the picture, and they recorded it. That's a great recording. Yep, Linden, Michigan, folks. If you're out in Michigan, Linden, Michigan is the town, or whatever that is, Linden, Michigan. October 30th at 7:29 p.m. The 30th was yesterday in the evening. You know, that's from Enigma. Oh yeah. I think it's Valado. Yes, you're going to see, folks, more ships till about another 5 minutes. At 1:30, I think I'm going to call it a night. But
All right,
so
I'll
like,
let somebody else jump on. In
okay,
case
hey, Miss
somebody else
Fish,
wants to say anything.
always enjoy your insights. You're right on the money, and I appreciate you.
Yep. Thanks. Thanks for having
All
me.
right, we're going to bring you down. Hold on a minute. You're watching Encounters, late night spiritual UFO talk show. I want to show you another video. This video here is another video. Oh, shoot. I didn't want to have the volume up. What's going on here? Let me bring the volume down. Good. I want to show you another video of a bunch of spaceship orbs. This was just recorded by a person on TikTok. Check this out. Let me give me a moment to get to it. All right, we will get to it here. I'm going to show you this now. I'm going to turn the lights out so you can see it. It's a TikTok video. This is for educational purposes only. I'm going to show you another spaceship video of orbs that I think are from a mothership. Let me see here. And give me a second to reverse the thing here. Flip the camera. Okay, we're going to get ready to do this thing. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's do this here. We're going to show you this right now. Oh, okay, let's get this going here. This is for educational purposes only. I posted this video, and I'm going to show it to you right now. Let's play the video. Okay, it's moving. Wait a minute. Here we go. Check this out. October 24th, a few days ago, Mesa, Arizona. Whoops. I'm telling you, folks, things are happening all over the planet now. You're going to see a lot of sightings. There's one of them there. I'll play it again. Let me see if I can play it again. No, it's going to play itself again. Here we go. 1 or 2 women. There were 1 or 2 women. See how they're turning? Look at that. There's like 3 of them. Look at how they're moving like that. Amazing. Amazing. And let me tell you something. The spaceships are here. The space people are here. Okay? All right. Let me turn the lights back on here. Let me get resituated back on my screen. We'll be back on the screen in just a moment. Did I put myself back in here? Wait a minute. I should be. We shall be back on the screen here, even though you don't see me yet. Okay, I'm back. Here we go. So I have tons. You see, the one thing about me, because I'm involved in media, I've been involved in media since the 1970s in broadcasting. And I know what to look for. The thing about me is when I look at UFO videos, I know it's real. When people post real footage versus CGI or AI footage on here, I pick it out in a nanosecond. But more and more people are posting real footage. And I'll show it to you because I want you to see that there are spaceships and these other objects from the motherships that you can see that are being Like in Mesa, Arizona, those I believe were unmanned craft from a mothership. We never see the mothership, but they were over in Mesa, Arizona. Those people videotaped a bunch of small, well, they're probably bigger than a car on the ground level, but they were doing maneuvers with each other, intelligent maneuvers that were done by, I believe, extraterrestrial spaceship, by spaceship. So I don't just talk about this stuff. I'm here to bust the matrix. The footage that people are recording, when they have those UFO hearings on November 13th after the election, are they going to show stuff like this from the public that are being recorded in Mesa, Arizona and other places, Linden, Michigan? Are they going to show those kind of things to the public at those congressional hearings? No, they're not. Do you think that the Pentagon's UFO site is going to show you real footage? Yeah, they just kind of dangled everybody when a couple of years ago they created their own UFO group site on the military.gov of the Pentagon. They showed some stuff from Air Force pilots, and that's the best they can do. A radar showing a black recording, black and white recording of a craft moving really fast, and they're observing it through their radar system, and, up in the sky. That's the best that the Air Force, the Pentagon can do. The stuff I'm showing you here is 10 times better than anything the Pentagon can ever show you. 10 times better. You, the folks out there watching my show, I'm going to start showing more videos here. I am. It really is. It's a joke what the Pentagon's doing. Yeah, we're about disclosure. We're about the truth. We're going to tell you something, folks. No, you're not. You're not telling us anything. Do you think at those hearings that all these whistleblowers are going to bring some recordings with them that they can show to the world? No, they're not. It's all the same old story, a bunch of words, bunch of words. I mean, I am so amped up here tonight. I hope I can go to sleep. The truth is, I can spend a whole evening showing you real footage of spaceships. And I have the footage. I know what to look for. I'll show it. I don't care. I'm going to show it because people need to see it. It's not for self-looking at, oh, I just recorded some real cool stuff. Maybe somebody will see it. I will. Because of my background in media, I look for that stuff. I know what to look for. I look for that stuff. Etheric, thank you. I want you to know the truth. There are people out there, whether they realize it or not, they're making history by recording these spaceships, these orbs that are in the sky coming from big spaceships. And that one in Mesa, I would say 3 or 4 of those orbs that were turning around, I bet you there was a mothership all the way up in the atmosphere that was cloaked. Connie, thank you. The government will lie to us. And they do. And they are. The reason why I'm doing what I'm doing here on TikTok and why I was guided here is to bust the matrix of lies, cosmic lies that have been done for over 70 years. Because I work with the Ashtar Command, and we're here about, providing a place where people are now going to live on a planet of love, and you're learning that there is a thing called the Ashtar Command. Maybe you never even heard of it before, but we are teaching you about the Ashtar Command. My friend April in Vermont, who goes on the ships almost every other night, almost. She's teaching people about the Ashtar Command. She goes on the ships, all right? She is the commander of her own ship. So there's so many beautiful things happening here, and I'm sure, the thing is the Pentagon is trying to catch up with the public. And now the Pentagon's behind and the public is ahead of the Pentagon. Everyone here, you're way more ahead of the Pentagon than they are ahead of you in covering this thing up. They don't know what to do anymore. They can't stop it with all the people with cell phones and with the internet, with YouTube, with this and that. People can post their spaceship sightings automatically and thousands of people will be able to watch them, Let's see here. Tanya says, I recorded something in the sky the other night. Yeah, it's Janice, it's right. It's all about, covering up our true history. This planet is billions of years old. But you ever notice how the only history we know is thousands of years? We don't know about billions of years of Earth history. If we did, we know the fact that there were space people that have been here for billions of years. Yes, I said it. Space people have been living on this planet for billions of years. We were never the only ones here. We were taught to believe that we were the only people here on the surface of the planet were human beings. We were lied to. You know, when we went to school, whatever decade I went to school in the 60s, without all the internet stuff, we were lied to. We had 4 channels in the US, 4 TV channels to watch news on, 4. We didn't have all these options, you know? We were lied to. How could a planet that's billions of years old only be able to tell us about thousands of years of history? How's that even possible? How, if we are a planet this old, you mean our history teachers can only tell us things that go back thousands of years? We can't go back billions of years? Really? Oh, yeah. Inbox me, Maria. Yeah, definitely. I'll follow you. Maria, I'm going to have to. You are private, so I can't follow you back to do anything. If you go to my main site, Maria, message me on TikTok. Message me a message, and I will be able to then follow you back. That goes for anybody who has information. If you're a government person that wants to blow the whistle with real information, message me on TikTok. Tell me I am, so and so. I want to, provide information and converse with you off the show for now, whatever. My main page is where you can actually follow me. You need to follow me and just message me, and I will follow you back. Let's see here. Mario, they supposed to show AM November 7th? What's happening November 7th? I have a camera pointing at the sky, hoping to catch something. Days, you will. You will, brother. Yeah, 4.6 billion years old. And you mean to tell me, that's right, we have no knowledge of the history of our planet. We really don't. There are at least several space bases in the oceans of the Ashtar Command people. There are space people living on this planet within our oceans. There are mer people. There are fairies amongst us and the Bigfoots that are here too. We know about some of the things, but we've always been not taught the true history of our planet. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's astonishing, actually. Yeah, Starlight, very interesting. Native American sky people, very interesting stuff. Days we've lied to for our entire lives. Yeah, that's what the world governments wanted to do, is control the children who were growing up through the decades, and what they told us was our history was all a bunch of lies. And now we're questioning the lies. Now we're telling the truth. Now we're going to proceed to have contact in 2026. And there will be no more lies. Our star people are fed up. And when I say fed up, they're fed up with the lies that we've been perpetuating, by our governments perpetuating to all the different countries where people live. They've had it. They're done. And no more. For the people that are skeptical, forget your skepticism. When the spaceships come, for all the skeptics out there, wherever you are, if you're still a skeptic when contact happens, then you have your eyes closed. You better start opening them up, because it's going to happen. Janice, good. Janice, I'm going to message you my email after I get off of here. Yeah, so the star people were the ones who were here who helped build all these pyramids. With the knowledge they had, they gave the knowledge to the people that were living in these regions of the planet, the star people. When people say that slaves built the pyramids in Egypt, that's just not true. Matter of fact, It's completely not true. A matter of fact, in the Sphinx, which is below the Sphinx, there is an entrance into what is called the inner earth. There's supposedly, and I don't remember, many years ago, somebody gave me information that beneath the Sphinx in Egypt, there are tubular technology structures that are traveling vehicles that would take them from the Sphinx into the inner earth. Like one of the archaeologists, found it. They covered it up. That's what they do. They cover things up. Yeah, CmdrAleon at Hetty, thank you. So my email, Hetty is one of our moderators, CmdrAleon@AOL.com. Just email the address with a subject header of if you're sending me pictures or video of spaceship or UFO stuff. I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I am too, Dazed. Absolutely. Clear choice. So we can do. It's getting towards 2:00. I want to do some more interviews here. Clear choice. Let me bring up clear choice for a minute. Clear choice. We're gonna bring you up for a minute. I'm so amped up here. So if you want to come up and share your story when you had the sighting, you can. Or if you want to wait till tomorrow night, he's coming up. There we go. You're watching Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show here on social media on planet Earth. Clear. Good to see you. Welcome to the show.
How you doing? I just found you, and it was good to be stumbling through. There's another guy that I was looking at the other night, and he also was showing real UFOs. I was back in the 70s. I was headed. I'm from Mississippi, and in the 70s, I was headed to Jackson, Mississippi, on Highway 80. Me and a couple of friends of mine, and we saw this big light come down to it. It just a big, huge. It's like in the evening. It was not dark. It was in the evening, like almost dusk. And this big light came down, and it was so huge. And we were just like, "What in the world is that?" We was thinking. We know we had back in those days. Everybody was saying, "Oh, we had been on the ships." We didn't. We were skeptical. We didn't believe that. So, and this thing came down and it went back up. It went up so fast and out of sight. It was like a second.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a 2 second. I give it 2 seconds. It blew our mind. And I had never, and I knew there was nothing that we have on earth can move that fast. And I saw one the other night on here. There was another guy that was showing it. He was, I believe it was over Seattle. I believe it was over Seattle. He was looking at it, and he was looking at them dance in the sky, looking at things dance in the sky, and it came down and just went completely out of sight. This was 2 days ago.
And the person, was it a recording that he added to TikTok?
No, he does. He goes out and does it live. He goes out live.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
he shows it. He goes out and watch the stars dance around. I've seen the stars dance around. I didn't know what it was. I used to lay out on my car at night and watch them dance around. I thought it was just stars, but as I've grown older, I began to learn, and as I began to listen at you guys, it's all coming together. I've learned so much about what's really going on, because like everybody said, back in school they didn't teach us anything. All they did was taught us they dumbed us down basically.
Basically, yeah.
So I'm glad you guys are doing what you're doing. You're bringing the truth out. Because I'll tell you something about the truth. The truth will scare the living crap out of you if you're not ready for it.
Right. It could, unless you realize that what's coming is going to be for the benefit of our planet, which is going to be.
Exactly. Yes.
You're right. And the thing is, I'm on here, if you're new to this show, I'm on here 11 o'clock Eastern most nights. I'm on Sunday mornings on WESC Radio, which is an NPR Pacifica station. I do my show on there, and it's live on TikTok. Also, people should listen to WESC. We have a lot of great shows. Democracy Now!, which is from Pacifica Radio. And we have a lot of different music. If you like music, everything from
yes, I'm a musician, yes.
And musicians from Grateful Dead to jazz to Americana, all kinds of stuff. And then my show on Sunday mornings. So I hope people will do that. So I'm glad you found it, our show. We're on again, and you're welcome to be now. You're part of our tribe of international watchers.
Thank you.
You're welcome to join us anytime when we're on. We're on at 11 nightly. You might find me take a day off or a night off just to regenerate, but you're going to love the show.
I'm here. I'll be finding you.
Okay, clear. And what's your first
Thank
name?
you. My first name is David.
David. Nice to meet you, David.
Thank you.
All right, we'll bring David in. Thanks, David, for sharing the story.
Thank you.
This is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. And I think we might, I'm so wide awake here. I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow night to do more interviews. And we'll show some more video tomorrow night too. I'm trying to integrate more video footage into the show. So I want to show at least 1 or 2 or 3 videos a night of real good footage that's current going into November. And I know where to look for the footage, and I'll review it first. So I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. It's been a great night, as always. What makes it great is all of you around the planet. I want to thank Janice, everybody, David, all my people, Mishmish, everybody came on here tonight, all your questions. Thank you so much for participating. And do remember to follow myself, and also please, if you haven't heard of her, I want you to follow Friends with Fairies 1111. Friends with Fairies 1111. She's up in Vermont, and she is with me, and we work together. And she has gone on the ships over 100 plus times. She physically has been on the Ashtar ships, and I'm part of a group of 5 that next year at some point will be going on the ships of the Ashtar Command physically, and I'll keep you informed about that as that starts to happen. So everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you very much. Janice, thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody, we love you all, and all the new people, excuse me, all the new people. All my shows are going to be, hey, Mike Masters, all my shows will be my Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. So go to YouTube. You can watch all the previous shows. Thank you, Camp. And you can see this show. I have 2 shows that are going to be downloaded. This show, my other show from last night, will be on the YouTube channel. Yes, Athena, yes. I have a whole story about Janice Athena, my dear friend Ashtar Athena in L.A. She is from the Ashtar Command, and she's in L.A. I'll have to tell that story to people one night. Take care, everybody. And remember, Saturday night is Ashtar Command Q&A with April. If she's available, April and myself will give you updates from the Ashtar Command Saturday night here on this social medium. Take care, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you later.